Hey everyone, today is Thursday, the 13th of December 2018. It's the Gap, episode 449. I'm Luke Lawrie. Joab Gilroy's here. How you going, Joab?
Oh, I'm good. Mr. Sellout Boy, I'm pretty good.
We're continuing this trend of
whack shirts.
Terrible shit that we're wearing on the video podcast.
Is that long sleeves? Is that a fucking rashie? Are you wearing a goddamn rashie?
It is long sleeved as fuck, like, so nobody can see this, obviously they're listening, but it's yeah, it's like a polyester fucking PlayStation t-shirt that they sent out.
That's a rashie, you dork.
I'm not going to make this halfway through the show. I'm going to pass out.
Yeah, you're dead, mate. You don't have aircon. You are dead-zo.
But like, it's a pretty like terrible Christmas sweater attempt, right?
Nah, I think it's pretty good, actually.
It's pretty good.
But, to be honest, like as like if the theme is, you know, Christmas sweater, I think it's a pretty good idea making it a rashie instead of a sweater. Right. It's not like it could be a lot uglier. I think they chickened out, right? You're supposed to go for ugly Christmas sweaters, right? And they've gone for like ugly in air quotes Christmas sweaters. They're like, oh yeah, this is so ugly, ironic. But if it was actually ugly, yeah, it'd be a lot uglier. They could go a lot uglier with it. They could stop using such, you know, nice colors and shit. They could use something like a fucking bright orange affair. Looks like I'm supposed to be out on the fucking side of a fucking highway picking up litter or something.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, blue is kind of their color, right? So they had to make it blue-ish.
I understand.
And green is like Xbox and red's sort of Nintendo, so
they could have just chucked in some ugly colors, you know, really gone for blue, but also ugly.
What's an ugly color?
This orange shit. That's what I'm saying. Right? Okay. This orange shit is.
But that's Valve. That one you can't take that.
Oh, right. Well, yeah. Actually, speaking of this orange, I saw there was that shootout, right? Was it Brisbane last week? Maybe the week before, but I have no idea
what you're talking about.
I'm talking about colours, so it just reminded me. But yeah, fucking. I saw one of the, you know, our version of SWAT, whatever they're called, tactical response. I can't remember. I can never remember what they're called. Yeah, they were out there, and I saw people you know, on the news. They took photos of the guys, and they're wearing fucking literally what I'm wearing now, basically, except a high vis vest.
Yeah,
these dudes in fucking tactical fucking vests and shit, but also high vis shirts. They look like they just rolled down a Red Rooster and got some fucking tradies, and they're like, "Hey boys, you want to fucking shoot some terrorists?" And these guys were like, "Oh, fuck off, mate! I'm trying to eat my chicken roll." And then they're like, "Oh no, yeah, you get to knock off early from work." And they're like, "Yeah, okay, let's go.
And we'll pay you."
Yeah, and we'll pay you. What about double minimum wage? And they're like, "Oh, I'm a tradie, dickhead. I already made way more than that."
Way more than you.
Yeah, go find a games journalist if that's what you're pitching. And that's how I got this outfit. Yeah, they just I don't fucking, you know, SWAT in America. They're fucking black, fucking, you know, ninja shit, and they got guns and vests and helmets, and these dudes are walking around looking they're in fucking khaki shorts, literally wearing shorts with their guns, and they're fucking, yep, all right, cool, let's go do it. And then after this we'll go dig a hole, just
because it needs to be done.
It's got to be done.
Council.
Yeah, man, it was just weird. I don't know. Anyway, that's what this color reminded me of.
Yeah, this is definitely going to be a mistake. It is fucking hot in this.
Oh, you're choking the pythons.
You're
choking up on guns there.
Look, I guess the thing is, it's hard for them to do ugly Christmas sweaters because we don't really wear sweaters down here.
That's why I really like the rashie idea. That's why I think that idea in particular is genius, and I think they really latched onto something there. They just chickened out on making it actually ugly.
What if they would have done singlets?
Singlets?
Yeah.
That you wanted a singlet?
I would have worn a singlet or just a t-shirt.
For our last show of the year, you're wearing a fucking singlet. I don't know what on it.
Like a you know what I mean? What do you call them? Well, a tank top. Not even a basketball jersey. Just like a singlet.
Yeah,
a loose tank top. All right, fair enough.
Yeah. You reckon a tank top would have been better? An ugly Christmas tank top.
That's pretty Australian, right?
Yeah, but they're trying to do a sweater.
Yeah, but this is no one's wearing this during summer.
People,
Like
people
it's not
wear
even summer heat.
rashes. People wear rashes when they're swimming. It's for swimming, because we don't go out in the snow. We go out in the pool, right? Like, how are you not making this connection? Have you never worn? Like, how you're so fucking white? How the fuck do you not wear a shirt when you're swimming?
I've not worn. I don't know what
You
this
must be
is.
fucking. Do you think you're gonna get like instead of cancer, you're gonna become fucking Sunman or something? Like, what the fuck are you doing?
Sunman.
Wear a fucking shirt. Yeah, it's like some.
Was it he in Superman 2 or something?
You or some fuck off. Like, how are you gonna reference Superman 2 on a podcast where like nobody who listens to this is under the age or over the age of like 18? We exclusively cater to children, so I don't think you are really targeting the correct market with your references.
They're like, what are you talking about? When was it the Superman 2 film made?
Yeah, that was Batman vs Superman. Yeah, reference like PewDiePie or something. Okay, focus on YouTube.
Let's not.
I agree. Let's not.
That's a mistake.
Anyway,
So,
I think it's good. I don't think you should roll up sleeves. They didn't look like it looks. It literally looks like it's cutting off circulation.
This is a large as well.
Your fingers are gonna fucking chop. That's a large.
This is a large, yeah.
This is a large.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
That's insane. We may swap shirts halfway through. We'll see how I go.
Yeah, I think like otherwise your fingers are gonna fall off. Like you're gonna bring your fingers up to the camera halfway through, and they're gonna be black at the tips, not because of fucking frostbite, because it choked off the circulation. And you can't fucking do anything anymore.
Yeah, I'm fixing this up.
I do like the forearm little squares and circles. Anyway, fascinating radio conversation as always. I do like how we insist on talking about stuff that's on camera and then insist on referencing it like we are aware of the problem but refuse to fix it.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, we know what we're doing is incorrect and bad, but we're never going to fucking change it because, you knew what you signed up for when you subscribed to the fucking Gap.
To the audio podcast.
You knew we were inconsistent and terrible at this. Like, get out of here.
I mean, the video people get to see, like, your socks sitting in the corner.
Oh, come on! That's terrible.
Gotta move them.
I can't believe I didn't dump them in my sock spot. I didn't make it. That's terrible.
Yeah. I bring to the conversation cats doing weird shit in the background, and you bring dirty socks.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. We've both got our, our strengths. Anyway, so.
Winding up the year.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we're getting close. I'm not sure how many we have left. I think we've got one more, and then the last one? I haven't really looked. Probably should, right?
You reckon?
So next week would be the 21st.
We doing one between this Christmas and New Year's? Is that your game plan?
No, I mean, like our Game of the Year show would be a separate one, right? We could do two next week, maybe. I don't know. We'll talk about it. But
you want to do one? You want to do two next week, and one will be interesting plan.
We'll think about it, eh? Because I'll look back and see how we normally do it.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Yeah, I think we might just have a Game of the Year one.
Yeah, I'm thinking as well, because even for this week's content, it's like there's not a lot.
Yeah.
Other than like the Game Awards kind of definitely helped us out there quite a lot.
Cheers, Jeff.
But the rest of it is pretty low key. So we'll talk about that. Like last week, we talked about movies for quite a bit. People that haven't listened before were like, "What the fuck? I thought this was a video game podcast."
Yeah,
but
I got ripped off.
It's mostly a video game podcast. Sometimes we like to talk about other topics.
Sometimes.
Speaking of, I was looking at Rotten Tomatoes last night at the Spider-Man film that we saw last week.
Yep.
It is currently 99% with like 120 positive reviews and one person with a negative review.
Who gave it a negative review?
Imagine being that fucking one guy, right? Who's like, nah, don't fucking like it.
Not really about it. The essential conceit that a radioactive spider, could bite a person and that would actually help them out doesn't make any fucking sense to me. So I will not enjoy this film. Yeah.
Yeah. Sounds like a really cool dude to hang out with at a party or something. Just
like, I don't know. There has to be. I haven't read the review. I want to read the review now.
Oh, you should read it.
That's playing into their hands.
I think he called the animation the direct-to-DVD quality.
Ah, okay. Okay. Oh, all right. No doubt. Yeah. Look, like I said, I had problems with the blurring technique they used, but it was definitely high quality animation in the parts they wanted you to focus on. Like that's what it, at the end of the day, right? That's why they use that blurring thing, to sort of force you to focus on certain things as opposed to others. Yeah. And maybe he just spent the entire time looking at the blurred bit. He's like, wow, that looks garbage. This movie looks like shit. It's all blurry and shit. Like, I don't understand. And then occasionally you'd be like, oh yeah, that spider thing looks okay. A spider pig doesn't make any sense to me. Since when do pigs and spiders commingle?
This is too convoluted.
Yeah, they've gone.
I'm gonna go watch Mortal Engines.
At least in Mortal Engines, you know who the good guys are and the bad guys. The bad guys are everyone involved in the making of that movie. The good guys are everyone sadly watching from their seats, trying to heckle as much as humanly possible. Yeah. Right. So yeah, that's pretty good. It's still gonna get beaten for the Oscar by Wreck-It Ralph. I'm telling you.
I don't know, man, because I don't think it got nominated for any awards. Like at least for the other types of events that are happening right now.
What, Spider-Man or Ralph?
I don't think Wreck-It Ralph did. Like for the SAG Awards and the Golden Globes.
Well, I know. I saw all my news comes from Google Now cards these days. I don't read news. I just read I'm all headlines, baby. So
you know that clickbait.
I'm the fucking Twitter generation. Yeah. So I saw, because it gives you the headline and it gives you the brief, and it was mentioned. Like Ralph, Incredibles 2, and one other film, some Japanese one. Island of Dogs, maybe? I don't know.
No, that's not a Japanese film.
No, it's based in Japan.
It's like Paul Anderson.
It's based in Japan, isn't it?
Oh, okay. I've not watched it.
I think. I haven't watched it either. I'm pretty sure it's based in Japan.
Right.
Anyway, yeah, those three were mentioned for animation and Spider-Man was like a new front runner or something. But I heard that someone specifically said its animation was direct to DVD quality, so probably not an Oscar-worthy film.
Doesn't have a chance.
Yeah. Anyway, so the Game Awards, right, happened literally as soon as we finished recording last week's podcasts.
Yeah. Oh, you want to talk about it right now?
Oh, do you not want to?
I don't know. It's up to you. I had it in news, but we can talk about it now if you want.
Well, it's going to really skewer our news segment, I guess. But yeah, no, fuck it. It's like it's how it was the cliffhanger that we ended the last episode on. Right, we got to give the people what they want.
Okay.
I watched half of it.
Right,
and then I went camping.
Okay. What a bit have you caught up on the stuff that's happened after that, like the announcements and?
No, I just didn't. I just didn't bother. Yeah.
Okay.
As always, I'm bringing
half a job.
Yeah. It's what I do best. All right. So talk us through it.
Yeah, I don't have an exact timeline of what happened, but we've got some stuff that they at least some of the big announcements.
You say some things, and I will be all like, if I watched it or not. I will mention.
Well, what I will say is, I thought this was really good. It didn't feel as I don't know, like the last couple of years, or at least it's gotten better. Like I feel like every year, but I remember a couple of years back, it was definitely very focused on. It felt like an ad, like a giant advertisement. Whereas this year, I don't really recall any moments where I was like, "Oh, this feels like an ad." Like, obviously he's got to try and make money back somewhere, right? You go to places like the Oscars and whatnot, and they have sponsorships who give out actors like fucking giant gift bags, and like they're all wearing clothes for
Designer labels,
designer stuff,
yeah.
and you know, generally they tell people who they're wearing and whatnot.
Sure.
And they have advertisements on during commercial breaks, and things like that.
Yeah.
Whereas this is an online TV show, an online award show, and he's got to try and make some money somewhere. And so I guess the game reveals are one way of doing that, and I think it works well. Like people, you get a bit of both, right? You get the people that really want to see an award ceremony, but there's also bits and pieces mixed in between of new announcements for either games or content, in the form of trailers and whatnot. I think he's at a really good point of it. Like, it doesn't feel like it's a giant ad at the moment. It feels pretty balanced. So I think it's yeah, really great year. And they did some cool things with like having an orchestra play a bunch of the different music from the games, with like Hans Zimmer was out there with a bunch of the composers from other games. So that was really cool to see. And then a lot of presenters up on the stands. They had actors. I think Jonah Hill was there at one stage.
Yep.
The guy from a bunch of the Quentin Tarantino films, who I can't remember his name.
Samuel L. Jackson.
No, who plays he doesn't play a bad guy in most of them. Oh, he played the bad guy in Inglourious Bastards.
Leonardo DiCaprio.
No, you are doing this on purpose.
The bad guy in Inglourious Bastards is
Was it
Leonardo DiCaprio? Right, I was thinking of that other one. Fucking German dude.
Yeah.
Oh mate,
he was there.
German lad.
He was good.
He was funny. He was like pro keyboard and mouse, right?
Yeah, he was definitely reading off a script, but it worked well.
He did. I actually thought like you could tell when people were reading off scripts, and he did that. He actually played that bit really well.
He did it well, yeah, but you could tell. You were like, "There's no fucking way!" Like,
yeah,
but he sold it well.
Yeah, he did.
Russo brothers.
Some sort of Oscar award-winning actor, I guess. You know that he was able to act that well.
yeah, an Oscar award winner. Yeah. But he was also there to show off the trailer for his new film.
Oh yeah, what was the new film?
I don't know.
Excellent.
We're definitely on point with all of this content. But yeah, Russo brothers are there. They handed out an award. The Stranger Thing brothers, who I can't remember their names, they handed out an award. They're big gamers, who made note of, like, we were supposed to write something, but we were too busy playing the season 7 of Fortnite dropped the night before,
right? Yeah,
and so we didn't we didn't get a chance to, and then all of a sudden they're like, oh, actually someone wrote us something on the prompter, so we'll just read that.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, so it's pretty funny. But yeah, no, I thought the actual presentation was really well done.
Yeah.
Overall,
I'll tell you what, I still don't like. Here are the awards that we're not going to give any time to.
Right, and I think that's because they've just got so many of them, and it must be hard for them to fit it in, right? So they ended up clumping some of them together.
Oh, I get it. I just don't like it.
Yeah.
You know, like, it's sort of, yeah, I don't know, just fucking powering through a bunch of awards, like they're not really all that meaningful.
The esports
sort of robs the meaning of some of those awards, yeah.
Well, they're still getting presence, like airtime. They're just not getting people coming up on the stage and thanking people, like,
or and like getting to see who the fuck they are or anything like that. Like, yeah, I think did they not even like show the best play of the year?
I think they just read it out.
Yeah, they just read that one out. Like, of all, that's actually an award that would be visually interesting. But they
Right.
sort of just blasted straight through that one. Like, I don't know, it just seemed like a bit of a waste.
Yeah. I don't like. I think I said this on Twitter at some stage. But I don't like the way they handle the esports awards anyway.
Yeah,
Because the judging panel for that is the exact same judging panel for all of the other awards,
yeah,
and not necessarily the mainstream or the enthusiast press for video games are on top of esports.
yeah.
Which is why my complaint is that Overwatch wins every fucking year and it should not win. And you had, I think Fortnite was even in that category
No,
for like
it was
best.
Oh, it was in the category. Yeah, I'm
best
sorry glad I
esport.
didn't win. Holy shit!
Yeah, and I was just
You
like,
see
no,
what they've done? Have you seen what they've done to that game? Like literally
Fortnite.
the last 2 days. Yeah, they introduced a sword, like a sword in the stone that you pick up, and then that allows you to have regenerating armor and like 200 armor, 200 health, regenerating armor. You can leap with the sword, so you cover great distance and you one-shot enemies. They released this, and it launched on the same day that their $1 million Winter Royale esports tournament kicked off.
Yeah.
What a fucking joke! Yeah, it's like it's done. I like it. I will not report on Fortnite esports. I mean, even if they were doing literally anything at all in Australia, and they're not, they are fucking Australian Fortnite players. Even if they were doing stuff, I still would not write about it because it is a terrible esports 100%. It's not that the players don't deserve the recognition, it's that the game doesn't deserve fucking airtime. It is a terrible esport. Unbelievable. Anyway, yeah. Overwatch was best esports game. Sonic Fox, he actually got to do a speech, right? Because I actually saw this. It was fucking amazing.
He won as best esports player.
Yeah. What do you describe himself as? A black gay furry?
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
He got a lot of shit on Twitter about that.
Yeah, but he got a lot of props as well. I mean,
Yeah.
Black, gay, cool, furry. Yeah, like, good on him though. Like, fucking using his stage for a reason.
Sure.
That's good effort.
Yeah. Did you want to talk about any of the awards in particular? Were there some that really stood out to you?
No.
I don't have the
Cloud9
list
shouldn't
up.
have won as many esports awards as they did. I can't believe OG didn't win shit, neither Dota. That's ridiculous. But I guess Dota people don't really vote for shit. They're all too old.
Well, I mean, some of that stuff is fan voted, but it also goes back into like this is all voted upon from a media, which I don't agree with, because that's why Fortnite seems to win. Not Fortnite, but Overwatch seems to win every fucking year.
Wait, hang on. So Dead Cells got Best Action Game, which is awesome, and I 100% agree with. Red Dead Redemption 2 got Best Narrative, Best Score, Best Audio Design, but Game of the Year went to God of War. That is amazing.
Well, no, so God of War ended up winning Best Game Direction.
Direction as well, right? Yeah, I see that.
And I think Action Adventure Game.
Oh, did it? Okay.
Think so.
So God of War was a better game, and Red Dead Redemption had a better story. So it had the best narrative, the best score, the best audio design, the best performance. Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of always saw that one coming. I think the reasoning behind that, obviously it was a game that came out quite late. People are still playing it. These nominations, yeah, because I think I've said this before, but there are 3 outlets in Australia that voted in the Game Awards, and Stevivor was one of them.
Yeah.
So I had a bit of a hand in voting for these awards. But the way they work is you submit your like nominations to Jeff, and then I guess they collate like all those nominations, and they come back with like a top 5 list, and then you have to submit your vote. I think that's like a couple of weeks before these awards are handed out, and so you've only got this short time between when Red Dead actually came out and when you have to submit your nomination as an outlet. So I think time constraints were probably an issue, and also a lot of the negative press around recently with the way that Rockstar kind of handled like their working conditions and things like that could have soured votes a little bit. I don't agree that that should have affected it, but there are probably some sites in there that did. But yeah, I think at the end of the day, it was maybe something that was just kind of Red Dead came out a little bit too late. I know people that are still playing through it because it's such a huge game.
Yeah.
So that could be, you know. But anyway, like God of War is still a fucking.
It is. It is an awesome game. It was literally like at the start of the year, I was like, one of these two games can be like game of the year.
Yeah.
100%.
Did you see the Roger Clark acceptance speech for best performance?
I saw a bit of it, but I was like packing to go, so I didn't get to see all of it.
I didn't realize he was like, he's like Irish or something.
Yeah, he's definitely Irish. Yeah.
Yeah, he's like an Irish Arthur Morgan, which is super weird.
It was pretty good.
It's pretty good.
I liked it.
He was super happy. Christopher Judge gave out an award with the kid who plays his son, which is pretty good. They made a boy joke.
Oh, that was the content creator award, I believe.
Right. Yeah.
Because my wife was like, "Who's Sweden boy?" I'm like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" She's like, "Teal just said Sweden boy." I'm like, "What?" And then Sweden boy, like it, what's his face? Boy, said ninja, and ninja won. She thought Sweden boy, say it boy, I guess. She misheard. Sweden boy had won. So yeah, that was pretty amusing. But yeah, anyway, yeah, I did hear that. And it sounded like the crowd enjoyed it as well.
Sure.
Yeah. But yeah, so yeah, I don't know. It seemed like a good event. Yeah, let's go through what was announced, shall we? As I do have a bit of a chronological list.
Do you?
Yes.
Or is this the one that I put down? Or do you have a better one?
It's the same link.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, they opened with Sayonara Wild Hearts, which did nothing for me. It seemed like a cynical attempt to cash in on the retro futurist synthwave that is taking over right now, the vaporwave aesthetic that everyone fucking loves, that I like in small doses, but yeah, that was about it for me. Savage Planet, is it?
Yes, Journey to the Savage Planet.
Journey to Savage Planets, I missed.
It's coming from a new indie studio called Typhon Studios.
Oh, this is the one with Alex Hutchinson from Far Cry on deck.
Yeah.
And yeah, they didn't show us much of that. Stanley Parable is heading to consoles next year. I like this trailer. I thought it was very amusing.
With new content.
With new content, and going up against The Last of Us 2, as they so gleefully pointed out, which is pretty funny. Among Trees is a like survival sim / walking sim. I don't know. I didn't really get a good vibe for this one, like a good idea of what it had going for it. It was
looks
like,
pretty.
Yeah, very pretty, but I didn't really get an idea of what you do in it. So
no.
If in general, if they show me pictures of wildlife doing things and no like video of me doing things, I assume it's a walking simulator. Then Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, exclusive to Switch.
Yeah.
Interesting. And it's been made by a fucking Team Ninja, right? I believe. I'm pretty sure.
I can't remember.
I'm pretty sure it is, which...
Yes, Team Ninja.
It's
That's
pretty
good.
huge.
That's big.
Yeah, I liked Marvel Ultimate Alliance 1 and 2. There's another one, right? Marvel. There was a third one that wasn't 3. It was like an alternative, I believe. Oh no, there was one. Well, no, I didn't really like 2. I think I really liked 1. I did not like 2 very much. Because 1 was basically Baldur's Gate, but fucking Marvel characters. It was fucking sick.
Wasn't the very first one an X-Men game, and then it turned into a Marvel game?
Oh, maybe.
X-Men... I can't... Yeah. Because there's been a bunch of these. They're basically like isometric Diablo clones.
Yeah.
But really good. Like, we've talked about them... we talked about them a very long time ago here on the show.
Yes.
But yeah, I always thought they were really good games. So
Well, no, yeah, there was one that was particular. The last one was not great, but I
hopefully
think
this one.
Team Ninja can do something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ancestors, the Humankind Odyssey. This is the one where you play as a monkey, right?
Yeah.
So
From Patrice Désilets.
the creator of Assassin's Creed, and yeah, you play as a monkey, and you're trying to evolve, and yeah,
That's all I got out of that trailer.
That's about it. It looks
Interesting.
interesting as fuck. Hades is a Dark Souls-esque like dungeon runner from Supergiant, the Bastion guys, right?
Yep.
So that one, yeah, it's got like a Greek theme, I suppose, and it's out on Epic Games' platform right now. Like you can get into early access on it right now.
Yep, early
Which is
access.
pretty cool, but I haven't checked it out yet.
We talked about the Epic platform last week,
Yeah,
and this was kind of the show where they came out and put a couple of games up on there.
yeah. Far Cry New Dawn is a post-apocalyptic playground. So it's the nuked version post Far Cry 5. Joseph, what's his face, is returning in it. And yeah, it seems like I've been reading that they're leaning on co-op more this time.
Okay.
Maybe they took some of the criticism about the co-op and they might be fixing that stuff, which is all I wanted them to do, to be honest. Scavengers I missed. I wasn't here for. I don't know what Scavengers is. Oh no, I remember this one. This is the one on some fucking crazy engine that they were only possible on whatever fucking engine, and then how do they fucking describe it? A fast-paced survival game, multiplayer shooter game, or something. Multiplayer survival shooter game on spatial OS. It's battle royale. I guarantee it's battle royale.
Yep.
1000% is battle royale. I'm not sure how they're going to do it, but yeah, that's what it is. Unless it's, yeah, they called it fast paced. It was basically a fast paced DayZ. And what's a fast paced DayZ? It's called battle royale. Yeah. Crash Team Racing Remastered. Missed this. No idea.
I guess it's just a remastered version of the Racing Crash game.
Cool. Dead by Daylight's new update, which is out now, right? Or is it available for pre-order? The Killer Inside?
Yeah, so I think it's out now, yes. It launched like yesterday, I think.
Yeah, Darkness Among Us. Yeah, so they're able to like pretend they're the victim, a survivor or whatever. I couldn't really get what the fuck it was about.
Yeah, so the idea behind him, and I haven't really read up since it launched, but before that they sort of talked about it a little bit. The killer will be able to change their look into pretend they're a survivor, and I guess the idea is to make you worried about who's kind of with you.
Yeah.
And start splitting people up, because in that game, when you're with other people, you are quite strong, because you do objectives quicker.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, interesting concept. Keen to check that out. I still think it's one of the best supported games over the last couple of years.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which is cool. So it's cool to see them do more content. And for them to be
Dawn-
on that stage, yeah.
Oh yeah, no, that's really cool that they managed to get up there. I mean, yeah, I think it speaks volumes as to how far they've come.
Oh, the other thing was dedicated servers.
Oh, okay.
They're going to be, I think, either soon or it's rolled out. But yeah, that's big as well. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's right. Dauntless is coming to consoles. Dauntless is basically Monster Hunter made by, I think, a Western studio, maybe in Canada, if I recall correctly.
There was a lot of Canadian studios.
And like, I think it's got more of a massively multiplayer vibe to it as well. Like I've got it. I played it once for a couple of hours, and yeah, like I think at that point a lot of stuff wasn't implemented very well, and it was difficult to play from Australia. But yeah, it seemed like there was just a shitload of people that you could play with at any one time, which is a bit more, yeah, always on than Monster Hunter Worlds. Although obviously, admittedly, I gave up on that game after the 70th monster ran away from me mid-fight. So yeah, I might be wrong. Yeah. Then we got The Last Campfire. I didn't see this, but it's from Hello Games.
Yes.
So I guess they're finished with No Man's Sky.
Yeah, I couldn't really get an idea for what it was either. Whether or not it was a single player game with puzzle elements, it looked like. But yeah, I'm not too sure. Does it say much in the article about it?
No.
I guess that's them maybe not wanting to show as much.
It's a good plan. Obsidian announced The Outer Worlds, and I watched this one. It looks fucking awesome.
Yeah, man. I think this is the biggest probably reveal of the event, right?
Yeah, I think so. And it's independent. It's being published independent of Microsoft as well. Cool. Because Microsoft obviously bought it, Obsidian, but this is still independent of that. I guess they must have done all the work to get it out on like PS4 already, and so yeah.
It looks like it's probably been in the works for a while.
Yeah. Which is cool. PUBG has a new map, a snow map. Vikendi.
Yep.
Players can track opponents using footprints.
Yep, in the snow.
I didn't really check this out. I think good fuck. PUBG's dead to me. Last year's game of the year is dead to me. Yeah. Atlas from the Ark Survival team. Is it a pirate game? What? I don't know what the fuck I'm looking at.
Yeah, there was a pirate game shown off.
From Wildcard Studios?
Well, at least some sort of pirate game. There was on a pirate ship at one stage.
It looks... the world is about 1,200 times the size of an Ark server. Fucking hell. Atlas is about building an armada, claiming territory, forming an empire, and dominating the world. Cool. That sounds rad. I haven't watched it, but... you watched all this, right?
I was watching bits of it, but also reading Twitter at the same time. Like, it wasn't on my main screen.
You are worse than I am at this. Fucking hell.
The thing is, I'll see it and I'll be like, yeah, whatever. Like, whatever.
I was driving out to set up a fucking tent, and you're like, yeah, got nothing to do but sit here on Twitter and watch this thing, and I'm not going to watch this thing.
I got to read all the comments about people being super cynical about what is going on the screen.
I wasn't there to be super cynical, so like none of them would have been nearly as funny as I am.
Yeah.
Then we had The Pathless. Didn't see this one. All of this, like everything posts. I think I was leaving as the PUBG map was being announced, so I missed everything after that.
Yeah.
So The Pathless is from the creators of Abzu. Abzu is that exploratory underwater game.
Yep.
Which I liked. I don't know what this is doing, has to it. I assume you don't either, because you're looking into the camera confused. So perfect.
Man, I don't know what you're doing in it. Like they definitely showed a trailer.
Yeah.
That's the thing with all these fucking Like when indie studios show off their trailers, you're like, I have no idea what the fuck is going on in this thing. Your game looks pretty, but I don't know what's happening. Yeah. Anyway.
Wizards of the Coast announced that they're doing, what was it, $10 million for esports in
Across the year.
2019. Yeah, over the year, across both like physical and arena
Yep, that's
competitions.
huge.
But it is still a massive amount of money, and it's a it's a good push for anyone who is enthusiastic about competing in a card game. Certainly, yeah, forces the other card games to shit or get off the pot. I think it'll be interesting to see if CDPR put any money forward for Gwent, because I know that Gwent is one of the more popular esports card games. Hearthstone has traditionally been the most popular because of the install base, and it's fun to watch. So a lot of the more exciting casters have gone to it. But we might wind up seeing more of those established players heading across to Magic if they think they can win big money. Yeah, it'll be interesting, because Hearthstone's gonna have to pony up some fucking cash.
Sure.
If they want to fucking compete. They still don't have a tournament mode. Actually, in my interview that I talked about last week, they said that they have literally no idea. They announced that they were going to have a tournament mode out this year in Hearthstone, and they announced a couple of weeks ago that they've put it on hold. In my interview, they said it was on hold indefinitely. It is not even on their to-do list anymore. So yeah, like, Hearthstone has to do something to fucking fix its shit if it wants to start competing, because it seems like Wizards is going to have fucking proper punt. So yeah, there's that. There's Gwent. There's Elder Scrolls Legends, which, I mean, I saw it played at PAX, but it was an amateur tournament, right? It was an open tournament, and they didn't allow any pro players to compete. Yeah. I think that hurt it quite a bit, to be honest.
And they're in the process of relaunching that as well.
Right.
So they brought on a new developer this year, and they're rebuilding the client and that sort of thing. So they just released that, and the plan is to just keep implementing new things on there.
Yeah.
And then Artifact. You've got Artifact.
And then Artifact. No, I didn't forget Artifact. Yeah, I guess it's it's dying at a rate that few games can manage. So it'll be interesting to see if there's anything left of it by the time that Valve actually does announce what the fuck they're doing with it. But if they do wait much longer, it's going to be dead. Yeah, Racy was saying that it's bleeding numbers on Twitch. Like it's obviously bleeding numbers on Steam charts. It's already out of the top 50. Someone was saying to me that if it manages to stay in the top 20 for the next 2 weeks, it'll be fine. And it was literally hours later that it was already outside of the top 25. Like, that game's dead in the water. It's dead in the water. Hold on to your money. My advice: hold on to your money. Hold on to your cards. If you are going to sell, hold on to them. Valve's going to announce a big tournament, and everyone's going to desperately try to buy back in, and you will be able to use that opportunity to sell your cards for an inflated price for a short amount of time. That's what you're holding out for, I think, unless they release a bunch of extra cards as well, in which case you're fucked. But don't blame me for that. This is not a financial advice podcast. Nothing I say or do can be used against me in the court of law. Anyway, yeah, $10 million injection. That's a good plan from Wizards. But yeah, they do have to do something because I don't think people are naturally getting into Arena at a rate that they want. They did a lot of advertising on this fucking, like, every 6th ad was for Magic Arena.
There was a lot, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, then we've got a Dragon Age 4 teaser.
They didn't show anything.
Nothing. Okay. Cool. Psychonauts 2. I didn't see
They showed
it.
a trailer.
Right, yeah. Artwork looks pretty.
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat 11 for April next year. Cool.
Yep. It was a CG trailer. Looked good, but again, no gameplay, so not sure.
Okay.
From what I read, there'll be different variants of characters or something like that. I think. Because during the trailer it was like Scorpion fighting, and then once he died from Raiden, a different type of Scorpion came in. So
Okay.
yeah, maybe I guess like remember the last was it the last DC one, or the last Mortal Kombat, where there was like a lot of customization stuff, being able to pick
Yeah, wasn't that all
clothes
pay to
and
win
whatnot.
bullshit? Wasn't that what they're going for?
No, it wasn't, because you couldn't actually buy any of this stuff. It was all in game,
Oh, okay.
like cosmetic unlocks.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay, cool.
So I don't know if it's something similar to that. Anyway, yeah.
Cool. Then we have Stranger Things.
Yes. So this was a game they showed off. It's like an isometric, like 16-bit, based on season 3 that's coming out. I think that's next year, right? Season 3. Yeah, I don't know. They showed some gameplay. Looks cool. I guess gotta check it out when it hits. It's made by the same people that made the last couple of Stranger Things games, so maybe there'll be some more money behind this one.
Yeah. All right, cool. I sort of bled out on Stranger Things in season 2. My wife watched all of it and she enjoyed it. So
Yeah, I watched it all. It's good.
Rage 2 launches May 14. And I guess they must have showed more of that, right?
They did.
Does it look awesome?
Yeah, man, it still looks good.
Yeah.
They Game Informer did I think it was Game Informer did they do like Spitfire questions, where they answer, like the developer answers a bunch of questions really quickly.
Sure.
And I think they're on the next cover for Game Informer, so they've got an exclusive with them. But they finally confirmed that the fucking protagonist will be either male or female. You can actually pick it.
All right. Nice.
So I asked them that like 3 times and they would not tell me. So I wrote an article a couple of months back saying, I'm pretty sure that you can customize your character.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that also. This looks awesome. Fucking hell. It looks fucking huge. Obviously, I was not a huge fan of Rage 1, but yeah, this one looks like it's actually gonna. Yeah.
Yeah. I think this is Avalanche's team on this one, as opposed to
The 18.
Yeah, the A-Team. So we saw Just Cause 4 released recently. I talked about that last week, and that was out of their New York studios. So, not that they're like bad developers, but this felt like you guys take what we've done in Just Cause 3 and sort of here's a few extra things you can do with it, as opposed to like a reimagining of it or something, So this seems like, hey, here's this concept for Rage, let's give it to this other studio and see what the fuck they can do with it. But yeah, it seems like everything I've seen from it so far is pretty cool. The only bit I'm a bit not sure about is they're also going for the whole open world, play it in whichever like way that you want to play it. Like there's different biomes, so very similar to Just Cause. There are different biomes, and you can complete it in any order that you want to. Whether or not that adds anything to the story, that'll be the biggest thing for me. Or maybe the story won't matter in it, but in Just Cause at least, it felt very disconnected and muddled. So see how that kind of pays out. But yeah, I mean the shooting seemed good when I played it the last couple times, so I'm keen.
Go easy, mates. And Persona 5's Joker is making it in an appearance in Smash Bros. Ultimate as the first challenger pack.
Right, this is the day 1 drop, right?
Right, I don't know. I have no idea.
Smash came out that day.
Right, okay. Fair enough. I don't know. I don't care about Smash, so that's all I got.
Yeah.
That was it. Looked like it was pretty good.
Yeah, I think the Obsidian stuff looks awesome, man. Whew, Bethesda Game Studios is in trouble because they came out swinging with that trailer. Like,
Yeah,
it even had in the trailer from the original creators of Fallout and from the people that brought you Fallout New Vegas. Like,
yeah.
Fallout New Vegas is considered one of the best Fallout games.
Yes, it is.
Obsidian make really good RPGs. That they've got a good track record, and it looks like they are making a Fallout game. Like, the look of it, it seems very the same sort of style. So that's going to be super interesting, especially when we know that the next couple of Bethesda games are going to be using that same engine, and they're not going to get a pass on those next games again. So they better deliver something that is solid and not buggy. Yeah, it's going to be interesting.
Yep. All right.
What else? What else can we talk about? Games?
Should talk about games. Let's talk about games. Some quick ones to start off with. Wreckfest. I forgot to talk about this last week. I got it in the sale, this fall sale.
Right.
It's a car racing game. I think I realized something. I'm not terribly incentivized to play car racing games because there's no story. I just don't want to race against myself anymore. I just don't. I'm not interested in
You want
racing
Need for Speed
against
the
my
Run
own.
too? Is that what
That
you're
is
saying?
definitely not what I want. Absolutely not what I want. But I do think they need to do something. I mean, fucking, if FIFA and NBA can make the right steps in attempting to tell storylines,
Right.
surely some sort of car racing game with a storyline that isn't like utter trash could be like managed. I mean, it's not like the world of motorsport is devoid of interesting storylines. Just look at the Formula One, right? Like, I'm convinced the reason people give a fuck about the Formula One is more because of the people racing and the stories about them than it is about watching a car shave hundredths of a second off its fucking time every time they go around a fucking circuit. Like,
Right.
surely, sure. Like, yeah, I just need something to incentivize me to play a racing game that isn't just trying to better my own times these days. It's just not enough. So I gave up on Wreckfest pretty quick. And another one I got here is Russian Roulette, One Life.
Right. Yeah. That's awesome.
I will say about Wreckfest, it is pretty entertaining. The damage modeling on it is pretty good, but yeah, it's just dull. Like, it is just sort of doing racing things over and over and over again, which just didn't hold my attention very long. Anyway, Russian Roulette One Life is a semi-experimental game that came out this week just past, where you are in a game in this room with this dude, and you put a bullet into a chamber and then spin the chamber and then you pull the trigger, and and you go back and forth with this dude until one of you dies, basically. And you, like, when you die, that's it, game over. Like, you're finished.
You're done. You can't play it anymore.
You can't play it anymore.
This is exactly from one of our game design schools from 8 years ago.
It is. It looks like it too. It's not very pretty. The problem is that I already worked out, I basically immediately worked out the amount that you have to spin, because you spin it by holding down your left mouse button until the bar reaches a certain point. And I worked out the amount that you had to do basically straight away. I could get the bullet to be in the 6th chamber, so it would land on me last. It would land on the other dude 5th, and I'd be fine, basically instantly. So yeah, and I can do it every single time. So I'm never gonna die. It's not like it changes shit up or anything.
Right.
It is the way it is. So yeah, you can just do it over and over again. Which is, I assume, how people have streaks of. I think the highest streak I saw at the time I was playing was 120 wins in a row. Yeah, I just don't have the patience to sit there and beat a streak
Try
of
and beat
that length. So yeah, interesting idea though. I don't know what happens when you die, so I haven't died. I'm too good at it. I'm just too damn good, damn it. Such is my curse. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, there's that. And let's go. Prey Typhon Hunter. This released yesterday.
Not Typhon Hunter?
No, not Typhon.
Oh, yeah.
Hunter.
Old school joke.
If you own what should we call it? The moon one,
Moon Crash.
Moon Crash. If you own Moon Crash, then you own Typhon Hunter. But you do have to go independently download it. It's not like installed or anything. You don't get to it by launching Moon Crash. I had to work that out the hard way. As far as I can tell, you do not need Prey installed to play Typhon Hunter, which is pretty good if you're trying to save some space. But yeah, I wouldn't do it anyway because it's bad. Unfortunately, it's not very good. It's 5 players and mimics, and 1 player is a scientist, and they walk around trying to find the mimics. It's prop hunt essentially. The mimics can turn into anything nearby, and if they sit near the scientist for long enough, they build up, and then they can kill the scientist. But if they're found beforehand, they're killed. And the scientist moves faster than mimics do, so if you get found, you're dead, basically. There's no escape. Unless someone else can kill the scientist for you, you're just dead. And the other trick to it is that you can only remain hidden. You've got like a meter that drains while you hide. And so the longer you stay hidden, after a certain amount of time of staying hidden, you are forced to not be hidden anymore. Which means you have to manage how long you stay hidden for, but transforming makes noise. And so, yeah, you can't like stay hidden forever. And the scientists can hear, like, if you like switch out when the scientist leaves the room, the scientists can hear that and they can come back in. But you have to stay unhidden for a little while to build your meter back up. So, yeah, it sort of just heavily favors the scientist. Even when the scientist does get does get killed, they respawn after a certain amount of time, and all the mimics that are already dead stay dead. So yeah, it's basically just each round is 5 minutes long, and the scientist has 5 minutes and unlimited lives to try and get through that shit. I don't. It's just a terrible. It feels like the fucking first attempt is what they hit publish on. They were just like, yeah, fuck it, that's it. That seems like the right idea. Fuck it, print, send. We're done. Send it out in the wild. I don't care anymore. Get rid of it. So yeah, which sucks because I was very into the idea of playing it, but it doesn't seem great. Yeah.
Yeah, because when I didn't see it. I saw bits of it at QuakeCon when was this? August.
Yeah.
And I spoke to Ricardo Bear, who is he was one of the writers on the original Prey, but he's also a designer as well for Prey Dishonored. And he was working on this mode as well. And it seemed like back then they were still trying to figure a lot of the game out, or the concept of how that game worked. Because I asked some questions about like Deceit, which is a game we were playing back then, and if they'd checked that out, and if they'd taken any sort of, I don't know, like ideas from that, Because Deceit is very similar. Like you're playing as something that's hidden in the world, and you're working with other people to try and get rid of the monster. It's like this hide and seek type thing, while also completing objectives. So yeah, that was still like I was asking them questions during that, and they were still like trying to figure out how some of that would work. So yeah, it's a little bit unsurprising that they didn't actually get there, but it's like a cool idea still. It's just that when you've got a game like Deceit that is being like that is how a very similar concept, and they're putting a lot of time and effort into that. It's a bit hard.
Or Suicide Spiral, that Half-Life mod, or Gary's mod, Prop Hunt, actual. Like, there's heaps of examples of this concept.
Yeah,
and it really does feel like Typhon Hunter is the worst implementation of the concept so far.
Sure,
which is just disappointing, I think. Yeah. Anyway.
Cool. All right.
Cool.
But also, it's part of that update, right? That update wasn't expensive. I think Moon Crash was pretty good, right? You said.
Yeah, I liked Moon Crash. I thought Moon Crash was good. I'm not saying the Prey is bad. Yeah,
Prey is pretty bad. It's not Game of the Year.
Oh. Yeah, it's just disappointing. Yeah. Anyway.
All right.
Cool. Next.
Let's talk about Black Ops 4 quickly.
Sure.
I left this in here because we played a bit last night.
We did.
And
you found the most disgusting fucking thing of all time.
Yep.
Luke and I were playing duos and squads, right? Or was this duos and duos at this time?
I think we were playing duos and duos. Yes, we were playing duos.
We had been playing duos and squads because it's a bit like can be a bit hard to get a duos game.
We were playing at like 3 in the afternoon.
Yeah.
Peak time for us, but
yeah. Eventually, you can get some duos games going. So we're playing duos and duos. We landed at the Hydro Dam, top right corner of the map. Looted that.
killed some people.
Yeah, we got some kills. Some people came in on us. Yeah, we got some kills. We're doing okay, and the circle blessed us the entire time. Basically, we got very circle blessed, and we had to roll out. There's those 3 sheds just southwest of the Hydro Dam. Just like 100 meters southwest of the Hydro Dam, between Hydro Dam and train station. There's those sheds there, and we went into them. We wound up killing some dudes in there as well, which is pretty good. They must have shit their pants.
Well, the thing was, we had landed there in an earlier game, and we had decided to actually do some roaming and go up the hill, and we got destroyed because we got wedged between 3 different teams. We were getting shot from like across the top of the dam. Like at the building, and then also there was someone up on the hill that was popping off at one stage as well. So in this game, we're like, "Fuck it, we're gonna camp."
Yeah, we're just gonna hide it out.
So we're hiding in this warehouse thing.
So we're hiding in this little shed, and these dudes open up the fucking door, and we just fucking unleashed, which was good. I think. If I recall correctly, I was low. No, that was the same game where we'd gone up the hill. Because I was low on everything. I had to go fucking loot these dudes to try and get anything at all.
Right.
Because I had like fucked level 2 armor.
That's right.
Yeah.
Because I was like, let's go back down and see if there's armor.
Yeah, we'd gotten fucking pooned trying to go up this hill. And we had to run away with our tails tucked between our legs. Because... we could have taken on one group, but then these other dudes came across the bridge, and these other dudes, I think, were coming across from a state. And so, we're just fucking triangle fucked by these 3 groups, and we're run! We got nothing. Yeah. We're hiding in this fucking shed. And, we fucked these dudes. Got a bit of stuff off them, which was good. And, we're just like, we'll just wait in the shed until the circle
kept moving like on the shed. So like
the circle literally ended on the sheds. So we're just getting lucky. But I'm standing in a corner, and you like You jumped up on some other shit and then like ran up to. Did you think it was a window at the time, or did you know it was a vent?
No, I was just jumping around up there, and then I
Okay.
realized I could see out of it.
Fucking hell. So there's like fucking vents on these sheds.
Yeah, it's
And
like a fan. Great.
yeah. And Luke's like staring out of it, and he's like, I can see out of this thing. At one point, I went out to see if I could see in, and I couldn't see shit. So you can't see. They're like one way. They're one-way vision.
They're basically like like a fan with a grate, but the slits aren't horizontal. They're like at an angle, like a 45-degree angle facing downwards.
Yeah.
And so then they're stacked on top of each other, so you can actually see out, but it's not like a flat like, I can see everything. It's kind of, you got to angle yourself quite well. Yeah, and so we're like, at one stage, those two, like another team is busting on in, and we can hear. I think there's like our sheds that are in. There's like our shed because the other one is out of there. There's a second shed in front of us, and then further on towards like the train yard, there's another building. So there's not many buildings left in the area that we're in.
Yo.
And we hear a sensor dart go on our building, and we're like, well, someone knows we're here.
Yeah.
So then Joab had 2 sensor darts, and he pops one inside of our building, so we know where they are because, may as well.
Yeah. So they know where we are. We know where they are. Yeah, like it's just everyone's got info. It's even keel, I think. But yeah, they were tentative as fuck about coming in, eh?
Yeah.
Like
well, the thing is that we're in cover, right? And they're out in the open trying to figure out what they should do because they can get shot from outside.
They nearly fucking nailed it though. Like they dropped a concussion grenade. And
Right
I think
on you.
it must have. I think it must have landed behind me because
Yeah.
it didn't. It only had me for like half a second. Like, yeah, they must have just gotten unlucky with that concussion grenade. I could not see like shit all, but then it cleared up real quick. So yeah,
That's the thing, right? Is that the concussion grenade, it does have that flash effect on there, but it's not as potent as what the 9 bangs used to be. And so
But I
you
could
still
also.
got...
It just like it didn't affect me for that. Like it didn't slow me down or anything for that long.
It does
either,
slow
I
you
don't know.
down, but it doesn't blind you for very long.
Yeah,
Like, you can
right,
still shoot, you just move really slowly.
Yeah, I guess I didn't have to move very much. I was still
No.
up trying to hide in a fucking corner.
But they open this door up,
Yeah.
and they throw in this grenade, and I could hear them throw it. And so I had a cluster grenade out, and
Yeah.
so I threw my cluster grenade
Uh,
outside the door. Like, I'm on the other end of this warehouse, and if it lands anywhere inside of this warehouse, you're dead. Like,
Yeah,
without a doubt. I've fucked up. Job's
you
dead
friendly
because
fire
I've
killed
missed.
me.
But it lands outside, and like
then
they
I
don't
closed
know
the
what
door,
to
right?
do.
I closed the door as well, like as soon as you thrown it out, because I was
Right.
afraid of the clusters coming back in at us. It was
Yeah.
a perfect throw, and I closed the door, and yeah, I think they didn't die to the grenade though, did they?
They got hit,
They definitely got
and I
hit.
see one dude
I can
run
hear them.
past.
Yeah,
And then I didn't realize I was not paying any attention. But so there's a door on each end, but there's also a door in the middle, like a double door. And I didn't see, like, it opens up and I'm like, oh, there's a fucking door there. And then I see a dude throw a Molotov in.
yeah.
But as soon as he opens the door, I throw another cluster grenade out there. and then I run, like, behind the door so that he can't shoot me because he's got, like, an open field day from outside in.
Yeah.
And I'm just like standing there. He's got cover and I don't, so I quickly move. And I must have killed him with the grenade because he went down, but then he died as well, and I didn't see that happen.
Well, there was another squad coming in behind them, right?
Yeah,
Because everyone seemed to be coming in from the water. There was nobody, like there were people at the top of the hill, and I think the snipers at the bottom towards the water had taken out the dudes at the top of the fucking hill. They'd been, while all of this is happening, there's a fucking another gunfight happening around us when none of the bullets are landing anywhere near us.
Yeah.
Like we're having this fucking grenade battle, and there is like a full-blown war going on with like gunfire elsewhere. There's less than 10 people left at this point, I think. And yeah, so they're like, Yeah, I think they might have gotten cleaned up by people coming up from the hill. But you got back into your fucking vent. You got back up to your fucking vent to finish the fucking game off.
Yeah.
It was disgusting. These dudes are coming up the hill.
Yeah, I can hear a dude shooting out in the like to the where are we? He's east of us. He's towards the east, and I can hear him, and so like I'm sort of moving around on top of this platform. I think it was a bunch of like pipes or something, and I'm trying to get an angle to see out there because I can only see like tiny bits, and I've got to look through different parts of these grates to get a full picture of what's going on out there. And I eventually see this dude just standing there pinging at somebody, and he's not moving, and so then I light him up through this tiny fucking hole. And it turns out I can shoot through it. The first time I tried to shoot through it, which is when those other guys rocked up, I just hit metal the entire time, and I'm like, oh, I can't shoot through this, it's not going to work. But then this time I must have been at a weird angle. And so this poor dude is like out in this area. He must have watched that replay back and been like, what the fuck? Where is this person shooting me from? Because I lit him up.
I think a lot of people will watch their kill cams back in this game to find out what the fuck happened.
Yeah.
Because we got away with some shit.
And then so I kill the dude that's like soloing. He was shooting two other people that we eventually find out. So I kill him. And then there's two guys running up from like where I just shot this other guy, and they're the last two guys in the map. So it's us and those two, and I can see them like clear as fucking day, just running through this field towards like our shed. And so I start lighting one of them up, and he fucking panics and throws a Molotov at the corner of the shed. He must have thought I was standing on the outside, like shooting from the corner, because the Molotov's not going to do anything because I'm inside.
Yeah,
I'm inside. Like nothing's gonna happen.
Good instinct. Like,
So I think
where
he
else
just
would
pooped
you be,
himself.
right?
Yeah, where else? He's like, where am I getting shot from? Because I had a kitted out gun as well. It was a silencer on it, so he probably couldn't tell what was going on.
Yeah.
So I eventually, I downed one of them, and the second guy is trying to revive him, but they're next to a bush, and so I can't really see what's going on at this stage. So I just start spraying at the bush, and I'm getting hit markers. And then we can see on the map that he starts running because he's getting pinged from this bush, and he can't see what's going on. But also the circle's coming in as well. Like it's the last circle, and it's contracting to the end of the game. And so he throws like a smoke grenade out towards.
No, it was my smoke.
Oh, that was yours. So you throw a smoke grenade out towards like where they are, and you've left. Like you're gone, and I'm still like trying to shoot these guys through a bush.
So my game plan was because our shed was no longer in, but the other shed was. So my game plan was to put a smoke grenade between us and them, get into the next shed, and then cover while you came across. But while I was like, I threw that smoke down, and this dude just fucking barreled through it. Like, he's had enough of being shot from fucking Invisible Boy in the fucking shed somewhere. And he's like, I'm just going to run through the fucking smoke. So he just powers through this fucking smoke. And like, he must have seen me before I seen him. But yeah, he lights me up. So I duck back into this fucking room. I fire back at him. And I'm like, okay. I close the door. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to heal. But I hear the footsteps. And I'm like, I'm figuring he has to heal. He has to power through to fucking... he has to heal so that he can actually take the next fight. We're both smarting. We're both hurt a bit. But I'm not that hurt. And I know he's eaten a lot of shit. He's eaten shit from you. He ate a bit of shit from me. He's got to be low. Doesn't give a fuck. He barrels through this fucking door like fucking 4 billion miles an hour and drops to like the first bullet I shoot. He must have had a bee's dick of health. The only thing I could think of, because sadly we can't like see what they were doing or what they had on hand, but the only thing I could think was that they had run out of health shit. Over the course of the game, they'd run out of health shit, and so
he had no armor. Both of them had no armor. Yeah.
So yeah, they must have like just been out of fucking options, basically. And he was like, well, I guess I gotta fucking big dick this shit and see what I can do. But yeah, it was a very, very, very entertaining way to finish a fucking round. Because
It was a dirty spot.
It was extremely dirty, and we just kept getting lucky thanks to the circle over and over and over again. And yeah.
The worst part is I shadow played it.
Yeah.
And guess what? It didn't work.
Oh, you're kidding.
Yeah. It recorded it's supposed to record the last 10 minutes, but it recorded that moment on for the next hour or 2 hours until we actually finished, until we quit.
You must have like fat fingered Alt F9 instead of Alt F10.
No, I hit F10 because it came up and said last 10 minutes recorded, but it kept recording, and so on the file size, it's about the same file size as you'd expect a 10-minute file to be, but the timestamp on it is like 2 hours. And then I dump it into a VLC, and I can literally like skim through. It is like all cut up and broken and shit. But it's like it's like 2 hours of us playing, but it's like a 7-minute file or a 10-minute file. I'm like,
jeez.
So and I tried fixing it and everything. It's all fucked. And then I went into the theater mode in Call of Duty, and that's fucking broken as shit. Like that thing does not work.
Still only doing like 7 minutes of a game or whatever.
Yeah, it records like the first 5 minutes. So it's like us murdering the first team that comes to Hydro, right. And then it's us running around for 7 minutes, and then that's it. So I'm hoping we end up in like a fucking Reddit thread somewhere where some dude's like, look, this fucking dickhead shooting me from a
gross fucking spot someone fucking hide in this spot. Bullshit. It was bullshit. If I saw that thread, I would be like, yeah, you're right, man. That is a garbage place to hide.
Yeah. But we had another game where we dropped at the bottom right. Did we drop at the bottom right? I think we dropped a turbine, and we looted a warehouse. You threw a fucking sensor dart out just for funds.
So I had 2 of them already, and I'd found a third.
Yeah, and 2 of them, like, it was basically we're in this giant fucking warehouse, and the sensor dart has like a tiny slither of like a piece of that circle in the other warehouse. Yeah. And all of a sudden we see 2 guys like running around on that tiny bit. So they must have heard us or something, but they're kind of just standing there, and we're like, oh, all right, let's just go push them. And eventually, I don't know what they were doing, but they decided to split up, and one of them started running outside. Like we could see him on the map on the edge. So I'm like, I'm just going to shoot him because he's got no cover.
Yeah.
So I light him up, he drops, and then you end up with a fight with the other guy inside.
He got me down to 3 health. It was so fucking hairy. He would have had enough time to finish me off too, I think. Yeah. Like you were coming to support, but
I was shooting him. Yeah.
You were dealing with the other guy, I thought. Or did you?
No,
actually
I downed him and then I downed him and killed him, and then because I was at the door already.
Oh, okay.
But I thought the guy that you were shooting at was in the corner still. But then I saw your bullets.
So he saw me before I saw him. So he had he got a couple of good ones in before I'd even fucking realized where the fuck he was.
Yeah, because he was like in the middle.
He was just on a fucking
like a railing.
And they hadn't looted the warehouse at all. Like I wound up like walking out of there with like better armor than I'd walked in with. Like ridiculous.
And so I turned, but I'm hitting like a lot of rails while I'm trying to shoot this guy.
Yeah.
But eventually he goes down. We got lucky.
That was good.
But then your game disconnect. You end up crashing, and there's no reconnect feature in the game yet, which is a bit crap. So I end up going through this solo, and the circle ends up towards the southeast of the map, where there's a lot of like the rocks and sandy area and wind turbines. And I get to a point where it's like me and 2 other teams, and they're both full teams, and I'm getting pinged at like by one team, and I'm like trying to hide behind a rock, and I've got a decent sniper rifle, and I'm sort of getting hits on them. And then the other team starts shooting at me, and I'm like, fucking, like, come on, guys. That's not... Generally, I like to think about these things, and if it's a fucking... They obviously knew because they were fighting each other already to begin with, so they knew that it was 2-on-2, and there was a solo. I'm gonna fucking fight the 2-on-2 guy. Like, pick one of them off, and then focus, like, let the other dude shoot the two people, but they were just like, nah, let's shoot the solo guy. They're just up those kills. And so one dude starts pushing me from down the hill, because while this fight is going on, the circle is contracting, and so one dude is up on the hill shooting at me, and then the other two are like up on my right, and I'm just like in cover from this hill, and I can hear him pushing me. He pushes pretty close, and I end up downing this one dude, and then I start legging it like around the edge of the circle, and then I down the one dude from the other team who was shooting me, and so all of a sudden, like, I'm fucking lighting everybody up, and so then the guy from the top starts pushing me as well, and I can hear the other guy pushing me, and I'm like, fuck, I don't know what to do. Like, I've got two teams, I'm trying to fight two teams, and so I'm shooting the dude on my left, he's getting lit up, and then I'm like, alright, I'm going to change focus and go back to the other guy, because I know he's going to get revived, or think that, like, oh, those other guys are fighting, I can revive my teammate. So I quickly, it's like a 3-second sprint over this hill, and I can see him like trying to move towards the guy that's down, and he panics and doesn't hit anything, and I murder him, and then immediately turn. I can hear the other guy coming towards me, and I just like whiff all of my shots. Like, this dude is dead, and I just like completely fuck up all these shots. He ends up killing me. But I was watching the replay back, the death cam. He had no health left, and I hadn't been hit at this stage at all, and I just fucking potatoed hard so hard.
Oh no!
So,
That's gold.
It was a good fight, like me versus two other teams, and nearly winning it. Just because I did some shit shooting, but yeah, it was fun. New update rolls out tomorrow, I think, on the PlayStation 4, which we got some comments about some of the ideas that are getting rolled out, which includes armor plating.
Yeah, which is something we've spoken about a bit. The idea of using those armor plates that you're supposed to use for one of the character missions.
Yeah.
To like fix armor. Yeah. As a system of changing the way that armor works in the game, because as it stands right now, you're heavily incentivized to not take fights. Because you want to save your armor, because you don't want to get into the last circle without any armor. So yeah, your suggestion was you take those armor plates that you loot off dead bodies and you use them to repair your armor, which I thought was a really good idea. I had my own like tweak on the system where the armor had slots that you put those plates into, so that you could sort of a bit more modular manage the amount of armor that they had. It seems like what they're doing is sort of that, but they're making armor a lootable item in the game world, which is not ideal, right?
So I read some patch notes. They actually dropped the patch notes today and explained it a bit more in detail. The way it works is there will be armor plating that you can loot off of bodies that you've killed, and each plate will heal your armor by 1 bar, and it takes 2 seconds to repair it, and there will also be places in the world that you can find armor plating, which are found in stashes. So sometimes you find those boxes, those crates. They'll be in crates, and they'll apparently be very rare within the world themselves. So I'm still tossing up.
That's okay.
That sounds better than what they were saying originally, because they were saying that it was going to be a lootable item in the world, but making it really rare.
A med pack, yeah.
Yeah. My only gripe with it at the moment is that, and I guess I got to play it to actually see how it plays out, but my initial thought was, I don't like the idea of being able to repair while you're in the middle of a fight. Like, if your armor is disappearing and you've got armor plating, not only can you now heal up, but you can repair your armor back. And I guess that, to me, that's okay as long as if you've killed somebody and you've gotten that armor plating off them as a reward, then okay, that's cool. But the fact that you can still find it out in the world, and maybe you just got lucky and you found all these armor plating, I don't know, man. You're rewarding people that just got lucky, I guess.
That's why I had the slot idea, was to force you to actually go into your inventory and manage it that way, because I think that takes you out of the fight. You can't just hit a fucking button on the quick.
Yeah.
Quick smash my armor button.
Right.
Which I don't have a problem with medkits. Like I think it's a good way to do medkits, because that's the style of health management in the game. But yeah, as like if you have to go into your inventory, obviously people will get skilled at dropping new armor plates into their armor, but it does sort of require a certain amount of skill that I think just hammering an item button doesn't really need. So yeah, that's why I thought the slot idea was a good one. I'd still have it take some time, obviously.
Yeah.
But yeah, yeah, it is definitely better than what I thought it was. Like, it's not just out in the world, but yeah, it could still be better. Like, I think it's just something they're gonna have to tweak.
Yeah, I haven't
see how it goes.
There was that video that was up that people were sharing around. I didn't actually see how many bars were in each armor plating. Like if it's like there's 5 bars per armor, and if I kill somebody, how many plates do I get? Does it depend on how much armor is left on their body, or is it just a set number every time?
How many bars should be for each level of armor? How many bars do you think it should be?
I don't know, maybe what 5?
You reckon 5 per level?
4, maybe 4 or 5 per level. I guess it depends on like how much you get off each body and how rare that stuff is.
Let's say you get one off a body, and it appears as a piece of 1 in the game world in stashes or when it spawns at super random.
Like a level 1 is how many bars?
Yeah. How many do you reckon it should be?
Maybe 3.
3? And so level 3 would be 9?
Nah, maybe like 5? Like 3, 4, 5?
Oh, you reckon?
Yeah, because 9's a lot. I don't know, actually. Yeah, maybe actually more.
Or? Do you reckon it should go
357, something like that?
7? Yeah. I think 357 is a good fucking middle ground.
Because if you're rolling around with level 3 armor on...
Yeah. You don't want, people to be able to just fucking infinitely revive their fucking... because those armor plates stack in 3s. So you'd only need 2 fucking...
Well, the new one, do they?
Huh?
The new armor plating.
Well, I don't know what the new ones are. The old ones for the mission stack in 3s, so...
Yeah.
If they use the same fucking thing, then, yeah, you'd only need 2 slots to have enough to fully revive if it was 5 points.
Yeah, and it's that other thing of managing your inventory as well. Of do I carry armor plating, or do I carry grenades, or do I carry squad link? You got to think about these things.
Level 3 at 7 would mean what, 14 seconds of downtime, 3 inventory slots. I reckon that's pretty good.
Yeah,
that's if you've lost your if your level 3's fucked and you can get it repaired after 15 seconds, I don't think that's the worst thing, to be honest. Yeah. It's still a significant amount of mental downtime. So yeah, assuming you're either doing it on the run or there's nothing that you can do. You can do everything on the run in Black Ops, right?
I mean, depending on how you're set up, whether it's auto run or... Because my inventory is tab, so I can run and open my inventory and do stuff at the same time.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's not hard.
But, I'm more thinking, the idea that you wouldn't be able to move at all. That'd be an interesting change.
Well, that's what I was sort of suggesting. You actually had to repair them on the dead body. Or...
Oh, okay. Wow. So you'd have to be at the body itself. You wouldn't be able to take them with you.
No.
Oh, okay. That's pretty harsh.
That was my
fucking.
No, because at first I was like, oh, if they're out in the world, they're just going to be everywhere. If they're a resource the same way that bandages work, I'd be like, that's too much. But
no, that I 100% agree with.
If it's rare, then do it whenever you want.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Cool. I got to play it and see how it works.
No, yeah, absolutely.
The change sounds good. They're adding weather, a new season. So similar to the way that I guess Fortnite does their seasons. This will be different colors and whatnot.
Different colors.
Yeah, they're adding. like they're different weather seasonal events or whatever. They're
Yeah,
not
they're
just
adding a new like location on the map, aren't they? I thought I saw.
yeah, they're
Pretty
changing.
sure.
Well, actually changing the map. Well,
Changing.
not like they're just putting extra things on the map as well. There's going to be places that were like garages that weren't lootable before will now open up and you'll be able to get in there.
Right.
Hydro dam, I was reading they're putting an elevator in so that you can get to different floors. Whether or not that means you can get to the top of the actual dam, they're putting in extra doors and whatnot. So yeah,
They should make you able to get to the top of the dam.
yeah, absolutely. Because the only way there at the moment is running up either side of the
Or a
giant
grapple.
hill, or just wingsuiting if you're from the top to the bottom.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah,
I
good
don't know.
changes.
Still good. Good game. What's
Yep.
next? Battlefield
Um,
5.
Battlefield 5 Tides of War update came out
Yes,
this last week.
last week.
Last week.
I didn't get to play it until a couple of days ago. But it's good. I think it's good. It's
Yeah,
good,
man.
Like, well,
I
I guess
wasn't.
we'll have to wait and see because they've made another change in the last day.
Well, they're going to. Yeah.
Like, I don't know if it's been implemented just yet, but
No, I think it's today or tomorrow.
right,
This next change.
right.
They put it off a day. So yeah, Tides of War is like the first sort of add-on content for it. In terms of single player, they've added. I think it was like the Last Tiger campaign mode,
Yep.
or War Story, which whatever. In multiplayer, they added a new map, which is heavily tank focused. There
It's
are
fucking
tanks
massive.
everywhere.
It is giant, and there are heaps of tanks. I think each team gets fucking 7 tanks.
Maybe
I think-
more.
More?
Because I was seeing at one point we were capping on the map and it looked like there was like 3 on one spot, 2 on another, and like I don't know, man.
Fucking
Could be
hell.
7 tanks.
Yeah, I think it's 7. I thought it was 7. But it might be more. Yeah. And yeah, getting around it is just, it's a bear if you have to fucking run.
Mm.
Or what we were likening it to fucking DayZ. Like you just run for fucking ages and then you die and you start your run again.
It's the
like-
most different map in the game.
Yeah, it actually reminds me quite a bit of some old school like Battlefield 3 and 4 maps. There was that one 4 map that was just massive and it was Tank City. Like fucking tanks area. That was a fucking awesome map. I cannot remember what it was called.
Mm.
But it like this is more aesthetically pleasing. That one was fuck, I can't remember what it's called. It was a really good one. Both those games had some really good maps. I don't think being massive and tank focused necessarily makes something a good map. But yeah, it does remind me of those 2 maps. 3 had another one as well. It's killing me. I should have fucking looked this up. But yeah, like I don't hate a tank focused map, mostly because I like killing tanks. There's the David and Goliath thing when you manage to take down a tank. We were playing it, and we basically shut down, what was it, F and G for an entire, like that entire
Like right
last
next to the
half of
spawn.
that fucking, yeah, right on the spawn. We had like, it was Mine City on the roads and fields around their spawn. So anytime they'd spawn fucking new tanks, they'd run over a mine or they'd have to stop to shoot a mine and we'd fucking light them up with rockets. But yeah, we were just having fucking battles with dudes camping in fucking tanks. Like these dudes were literally not respawning until the tank respawned so they could get back in a tank every single time. And we got it to the point where they would spawn and die in their tank almost immediately, like every single fucking time. They did change, like I know they nerfed the Panzerfaust, the rocket launcher. They changed it so that it's no longer like a 2-hit kill. It is hard for a solo person to kill a fucking tank now, man. Holy shit. It's rough, man. Like it used to be, yeah, like a bit of effort, but now you got to hit in the right place. If you hit them in the correct places, which is the tracks,
Yeah.
sides, turret,
Back.
or the back. If you hit in those spots and you manage to get all your dynamite on them, you'll solo kill a tank.
Yeah.
But if you fuck that up, the tank will get away. I've got like an anti-tank grenade, the bundle.
Right.
So if it does come to that, I've still got a last ditch effort. But yeah, it can be tough, man. It's you need support, which is good. It's how it should be. I don't think a single person should be able to necessarily like. It should be difficult for a solo player.
Tank mine's pretty deadly.
That's true, but that just tankers just have to fucking watch out for mines. So that's not hard. You have and support players just have to be clever about how they put mines down. I did see some really good stuff on Aris. Aris, is that the Fields one? Red Fields, the Frenchy one. Yeah, Aris. Saw some good stuff. Support dudes were building sandbag walls,
right,
and putting the mines just behind the sandbag walls, so that tanks would plow through the sandbag wall and then onto the mine. That was fucking really clever. That's some clever shit. And the other one, I saw a dude blowing holes in the road, like using his grenade to blow a hole in the road and then putting the mine at the lip of the hole.
Yeah,
it's much harder to see that. Yeah.
So
that's good shit. You just have to be a bit more clever. But as a tanker, again, that's just a bit of an arms war, right? Like you have to outthink the support player if you're in a tank, or if you're a support player, you have to outthink the tanker. That's cool. As an assault player, I killed one tank solo. I'd say the rest of my kills, because we won the map as the squad with the most vehicle kills. I'd say the rest of my kills were all with help, helped out. The one I got solo, I fucking belly crawled through the field up to this fucking tank. The tank was distracted trying to shoot you guys over a G, and I managed to get up to it, ladled it with fucking dynamite, pop the fucking thing, and then like sprinted around it, firing my Panzerfaust into it, and so that its turret can get to me in time. Yeah, that was pretty good. That was done, but like that was effort, man. Like I had to fucking really worm my way up to that fucking thing so that it couldn't see me, and it's only because I know the general radius that a tank can see in that I knew when I was close enough to get the fuck up and run. Like if it's not looking at you at that point, you can pretty much just run the rest of the way. But like I'd say if you're inside about 50 meters and it's looking the direct opposite direction, you're pretty safe. Yeah, fuck man, it was good. Like it was a good kill, and it's a good map. But it's tough. It's tough as an assault player now, I think. Your guns are still better than everyone else's, so it's not like super tough. It's tougher being a medic, I think. Like, I don't know what gun you use now. If you don't have the Thompson unlocked, it feels tough, but like super rough. If you don't have the Thompson's fucking sick. It's awesome, but if you're still stuck on the MP40, the MP40's worse than it was. The starter gun's worse.
That's terrible.
Yeah, medics are just generally worse. Like yeah. Sten, yeah. It's very hard going if you're a medic now. They nerfed the K7, but it's still a fucking beast. The FG42 is a killer as well, but like takes you have to unlock a proper scope for it. Yeah, which is annoying. Yeah, I don't know.
I noticed the difference with the K7 straight away. I was like, holy shit! They've toned down the accuracy on distance. That's about really all it is. But once you kind of get used to it again, then I'm fine with it now. But those first like 3 games, I was like not hitting anything from a distance. I was like, this gun's fucking useless now. Like it's literally only good for up close. But I got there in the end.
And it still outfires like the SMGs, which I don't think it should be, to be honest. Like medics should be able to at least win up close battles against support dudes. Fuck them. It's rough. It's bad. They're changing the time to kill, which I heavily don't agree with. That's the patch that's coming in. They're lengthening the time to kill, and they're introducing Conquest Core as a server variant, which I suppose is a hardcore mode. I'm not a fan of this. I think the time to kill is really good at the moment. But we've got good internet connections. As I understand it, people with bad internet connections are seeing poor time to death. So their time to kill and time to death are not aligned. They're not the same. And so people are dying a lot faster than they think they should be. People with good connections aren't noticing that because you're dying at the rate that you expect to. Their patchwork fix to change this is to lengthen time to kill so that the time to death extends as well. But that's dumb. It is a mistake. It's all it's going to do is put a band-aid on an issue. What they need to do is actually fix the time to death, and I heartily recommend that they leave the time to kill where the fuck it is right now. This is the game that they made, hold the game in the space that it is, because I think it's good. And nerfing it so that people who have bad connections feel like they don't die so fast.
Well, I was reading on, because I'm reading on Reddit, and they are the community is why is this happening? Who's complaining about this? And to me, I put this on the internet last night as well. This feels like a what do I call it? Like a sales patch. They're trying to get more casual players into the game because sales aren't doing as well as what they hoped it would.
Right.
Because the people that have either played it or talked to friends about it, that it's you die pretty quickly in the game. I feel like you die. It's definitely shorter than some of the last Battlefield games, like some of the Battlefield 4 and things like that, where the time to kill on that stuff was really long, which is why we used to play hardcore so much. Whereas this is it's not exactly hardcore, but it's pretty close. The time to kill is pretty short. And this seems like a way of getting more casual players in the game because you survive longer and they feel like they're not just dying instantly all the time. Whereas the entire community who's playing at the moment is why is this happening? It's fine at the moment. We don't need it in there. But DICE is oh no, it's, to fix all these other problems. But the people are complaining about it. Nobody's complaining about it. This is so dumb.
Yeah.
So I guess we got to see how that goes because, yeah, man, I don't know. Maybe have a fucking... what they're doing now is they're getting their entire community and being oh no, you can still play it that way, but you can play it on this other list. No, well, why don't you make that other list the fucking casual mode or the whatever? Make the way it is at the moment the default mode.
Conquest casual, right? If you're going to play with fucking super long time to kill, play Conquest casual. Don't make us play Conquest core so that we can get the experience that we want, the experience that the game launched with. It does feel like a dick move. But we'll obviously have to wait and see how it actually goes. But my gut feeling is I'm probably gonna exclusively play Conquest core because I really do think it is in a great space right now.
Yeah, it's good.
The time to kill feels really good.
Stop nerfing all the fucking guns. The guns feel like shit.
There are there should not be a single fucking... If they want to fix the game, fuck it. I'm gonna flat out 2 headshots kills everyone with every gun every single time. It should be default. Some guns less, fewer. 1 headshot should kill, but minimum 2 headshots should kill anyone at any time. Make the fucking body kill, body damage, whatever the fuck you want, right? Suddenly players are incentivized to shoot for the head. Suddenly every time I plink some fucker twice, because you got a different fucking hidden cross. I got a different color crosshair when I get a headshot, so I know it's happening. 2 headshots and the dude keeps running away. I'm this is fucking stupid. This is fucking ridiculous. Just fucking fix that, right? Make the multiplier for headshots such that 2 headshots is an insta-kill with any fucking weapon at any fucking range, because nobody's rolling around with 2 extra holes in their fucking head and being cool with it. That'd be a good one. Then do what you want with the time to kill. I don't give a fuck, because I'll just continue to shoot for the head, right? Bingo bango. High skill players will still fucking shred cunts, And Bambinos, casuals who are like, oh, I don't like dying that fast, just have to stop getting shot in the head then. Like, it's not that hard. Just wiggle about a bit. Like, or don't camp in a corner. Like,
Get good.
Yeah, you can do it. You can make it happen. I believe in you. Yeah, they got to change this. Like, fuck. If they're going to change anything about the damage, 2 headshots should kill. Like, yeah, it drives me bananas, man. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Something that's interesting that I noticed about the game, and I don't know if this is the Tides of War update, but the way they're doing like these mini events or something within the maps is I don't know if that's part of this update or if that's something that's always been in there, or if it's like they're only running it for 24 hours. It's super strange. Like, I've only noticed it on 2 maps, and we were playing Devastation the other day. I don't even know if you're in here, but when the air raids happen in Devastation, have you seen that?
No.
Yeah. We were playing, and all of a sudden you hear this like siren, and I'm like, what is that? What is going on? And you look up in the sky, and there are like planes flying overhead, and they're like red lights flashing, and they're like dropping stuff, and then all of a sudden, like, you start getting bombed, or like they're bombing certain areas. Not really sure how that works.
Yeah,
but it's really weird thing that happens, and I don't know if it's like you look up and it's like, oh, my area is like, you can see the red bits, and then you've got like 20 seconds to get out of there or something. But I've not seen that before ever. And it was happening. I'm like, oh, okay, it must be part of this Tides War update. And then we played that map a couple of more times that night, and it kept happening, but I've not seen it since. Haven't seen it at all. And so that was really cool and unique. Like, something I thought it was part of the update. I was like, oh, that's interesting. I don't know if I like it as much, like these randomly bombed areas. But anyway, whatever. And then we were playing on a map the other night, and it wasn't it was just raining, and I've not seen it rain on that map before.
Yeah, that was Aerodrome, right? Like,
yeah. So you've got the giant shed in the middle.
Yeah.
And then like halfway through, it just started raining, and I'm like, I've not seen it rain on any map before.
It was pretty weird. Visibility was like super low. It was good. I liked it.
Yeah. So that sort of stuff is cool, because the other games had weather effects and whatnot. Like, you'd be in the middle of a snowstorm at one stage, or like a dust storm would kick up halfway through the map, and you don't really see any of that at all in any of these maps this time around. And just for like these weird little quirky unique things, like obviously the bombing raid was something that affected gameplay, but the rain was just a weather effect that really didn't do a whole lot, but it was just different. And I'm wondering if that's just like for today, this is what's going to happen on this map. But I haven't seen any other maps do that yet, or if they're just kind of slowly rolling these things out, which is really interesting. So, yeah. And I haven't looked into that bombing raid yet to see what triggers that, or like what's going on there exactly. Anyway, that was cool to see.
Did you record it or anything?
No, because we just thought it was the default, because we played it like 2 other times and it kept happening.
Yeah, right.
But I haven't. It was just that one day.
I missed it.
Yeah.
I'm gutted. Oh.
Yeah, because it was us just being like, what is that siren that keeps going off? And then I looked up in the sky, and you're like, holy shit, there's like a ton of planes up in the air. So, yeah, that was cool. Anyway.
I just Googled it, and there's a Reddit post about it from 20 days ago, so it mustn't be new.
Right.
But, yeah, apparently it's a rare event. Yeah, shit, huh? Oh, yeah, fucking hell. There's a video of it. That's cool. Yeah, cool.
A rare event that we had happen twice.
Yeah. One night. They must have tweaked the numbers on it or something. Goofed it up a bit. Yeah. Anyway. Cool.
All right. Counter-Strike Go is here as well. Another shooter.
Yeah, Danger Zone drops late last week. We talked about it very briefly, but I played it a bunch more. I've got a shit ton of kills. I'm actually extremely good at it. It is very weird to me because obviously I'm not that great at CSGO anymore, and yeah, I'm not always the greatest at battle royales, but yeah, I've got a fuck ton of wins in this. I was playing with Jeremy. We got some wins. Like junglist, I mean, we got some wins, and yeah, I got a shit ton. I'm top of the leaderboard in my friends list for wins at the moment for solos. Yeah, just me and it click, man. Like we go together. A couple of things. I got a crate out of it. Out of my first win, I got a crate. And with the money that I earned from artifacts, I bought a key. And I opened that crate, and inside that crate was something called an Ursus knife, which is an ultra rare knife that I sold on the Steam Marketplace for $260. Well, that's what I got in my account. I got $260. Yeah, that was pretty weird. I've never opened a CS:GO crate before,
Yeah.
so yeah, that was a bit odd.
This is why you realize this, right? They're setting your expectations. You're like, oh,
Yeah.
look at all this money I can make now.
Yeah, oh, fuck yeah, I'm gonna open more crates. Yeah, that's definitely it. It definitely felt like gambling. I put money in and I got a bunch out.
And then you kept opening crates. That's all you've
Yeah.
been doing since.
That's all I do now.
And now you're in the negative.
Yeah, so essentially, Artifact me $260 is something I think Racy pointed out last night. Cool. Thanks, Artifact. You're an okay game.
Thumbs up.
Yeah, yeah. So that was good. When I like, as soon as I put it on the store, I got a shit ton of people trying to add me as a friend on Steam, and I looked at their profiles. I added the first two, and then I looked at the other profiles, and it's all like Steam selling and stuff like that. So I responded to one of them. Actually messaged me, and he's like, "Oh yeah, can you show me the knife?" I'm like, "It's on the store, man. Like I can't show it to you anymore." He's like, "No, you got to take it down off the store, and then I can look at it in your inventory." I'm like, "Sure." So I did that, and he's like, "Oh, it says it's not tradable until the 17th. If you wait until the 17th and trade it to me, I'll give you $250 USD." I'm like, "That sounds good, man. How you give me this money?" He's like, "Oh, I can do it any way you like. Wire transfer," and then like I think he said Venmo or some other thing I'd never heard of. I'm like, "Nah, man, we're good. I don't want to sell it. I'm just going to put it back on the store."
I'm going to use it.
And he's like, "Good luck selling it on the store, man." I'm like, "Yeah, cheers." And then the other guy messaged me, and he's like, "Oh, hey, are you there?" I'm like, "Yeah, man, I am." And holy shit, he's messaged me right now. "Are you there?" And I'm like, "Hey, dude, I am. I worked out why a bunch of friend requests came in on Steam, but I can't trade the knife until the 17th, and I won't sell it to you either then. So don't worry about it, eh?" And this dude's losing his shit, eh? "Don't accept them. I'm really interested your knife, and how much do you want for it? It's still on market. Can you remove it so I can see it on your inventory, bro, mate? Hey, bro, you there? Hey, you there? Hey, 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 ye, y, a, e, y, e, yay, yay." Yeah. So cool. Good stuff. Never get anything on Steam that's worth anything.
You've got to block your account. Stop people from seeing that stuff.
Yeah, well, I didn't know, did I? I never had anything worth. I had a bunch of like TF2 shit from back in the day, and a mate was like, "Hey, can I have all your TF2 shit? Like Bill's hat and all that shit." I'm like, "Sure, man. Why?" He's like, "Oh, you can use it for crafting and stuff." I'm like, "Crafting? What the fuck are you talking about?" It's like, "Yeah, crafting in TF2, you build new hats and stuff." I'm like, "How about it? It's all yours." So I traded it.
Now he's a millionaire.
Yeah, and it turns out it was worth fucking shit tons. Cheeky fuck. Damn you, Fleek, you fuck. Yeah, so anyway.
Bill's hat, the original Bitcoin.
God damn it! I could have had a Ferrari. Could have had a Lambo. Could have had 2 bookshelves. Could have had it all. Anyway, so yeah,
Like how you
I'm very
set
good
your
at.
goals high with 2 bookshelves.
Well, maybe 3. Back to the game. Shotguns are disgusting in that game. They are disgusting. If you're trying to get some wins in danger zone, get a shotgun every single time. You will be significantly better off. I broke down, a story. I wrote how to win a danger zone on Red Bull. You can check it out. I did the maths. I did the fucking maths. God forbid. And yeah, basically, each shotgun shell is 9 pellets. Each one does to the legs or to like the arms minimum 20 damage. Half that if it's armored, which means even at 13 damage, 9 pellets all hitting the chest and arms
Right.
will leave a person on like 3 health. Obviously, there are other modifications at play. You might hit the legs a bit, you might miss a pellet, stuff like that. But you also destroy any armor. Like if they've got 100% armor, you will destroy 100% of the armor. So yeah, basically one shot is worth 9 bullets essentially. And when you look at other guns like the M4 or the AK, when you pick them up, they only come with 16 bullets, not even a full clip. And to fill them, you have to buy ammo or find ammo. But $1,000 worth of ammo is 7 bullets.
Yeah.
To fill 6 bullets. To fill a clip of AK, you need to spend $3,000.
Right.
So, you can't even get it's not. An AK is definitely a better weapon in Counter Strike. The M4 is my favorite weapon in Counter Strike, but just from a return on investment situation, money wise, you're so much better off getting a shotgun and a decent pistol you're comfortable with. If you can find my favorite's the 5.7. I really like the 5.7. I've always had a good sort of grasp on that gun, but you can find whatever you like. You'll be far better off because you can plink dudes from far with the pistol, and then when they come over to do something about you, you can shotgun them to death. Yeah, that's definitely the best way to go about it. The only alternative, of course, is the sniper rifle, because again, it may only be 1 bullet. So 1 bullet isn't worth 9 bullets. 1 bullet is worth 1 bullet in a sniper rifle, where that 1 bullet does fucking 110% damage on an unarmored opponent. So and generally they do 90% damage on an armored opponent. So you'll still do you're still lighting a fucker up. An AWP is still a 1-hit headshot, no matter what. And the DAC is a semi-auto fucking sniper rifle. It's punching out fucking, I think it's a 3-hit kill anywhere on the body. You just wind up in a situation where you can do what a shotgun could do, but from afar. So you're just way better positioned with that at hand. So yeah, shotguns, sniper rifles, and skip the assault rifles, essentially. But yeah, it's good, man. There's a lot of nuance to it. A lot to it that I didn't expect. You can actually the elements of the map change each round and stuff. There are crates that open up and stuff between rounds that might be closed the next round and stuff like that. So it pays to to really learn the map and to learn the different ways the map reacts, because it can really change the way you move around on the map. One thing I don't like is that the turrets are a bit quick on the draw in the early phase. It'd be cool if turrets were not on for maybe the first 30 seconds, because a number of times across my games I've landed and the turret has started shooting at me, which really puts you in a tough fucking spot for the rest of the fucking game. I'll tell you what. That just puts you on the back foot the entire game, and it zones out. Even if it doesn't actually hit you, it zones out a lot of the fucking map for you to loot on immediately. It just limits your options very quickly. It's not so bad later on when you've actually got a gun or something that you can use to deal with the turret. But until then, if you've just got your fists, man, you feel fucked. It's tough. Yeah. But yeah, that's about it.
Fair enough. I've watched some videos. I just I don't know, man. Doesn't look very good. Doesn't interest me.
Such a hater. Such a hater. Oh yeah, and crouch jumping. Do you remember how to crouch jump, Luke? Because Drew didn't, and he died to the zone because he couldn't jump through a fucking window. It was pretty amusing watching someone forget how to crouch jump, because it was like muscle memory to me. It was like I'd never stopped crouch jumping, but yeah, he had no fucking idea. It was hilarious. So shout outs to Drew because he lost that game for us.
There's no sprint button, right? So
no, you're always running.
You're always running in Counter Strike.
Yeah. Walking is dead silent though, so like yeah, there's a lot going on there. Like there's a lot of depth to it. I like it a lot. I don't think it'll be competitive, but if they do competitive Danger Zone at IM Sydney, I'm gonna fucking win a lot of money. It'll be
quit your job.
I'm gonna quit my job and go
professional Danger Zone player.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll in
Danger
on my media pass and just fucking win all the money.
I've got to interview myself now.
Yeah. What is it like, Joab, being the best at Danger Zone? Yeah. Anyway, good time. Speaking of crouch jumping, there's one more game on this list.
Yes.
DUSK.
DUSK.
Right,
DUSK.
Crouch jumping is the bomb.
DUSK is a old school inspired like 90s first person shooter game. It takes a lot of inspiration from Quake, Doom, games like that, the classics, and it's similar art style as well. It takes the same sort of style as Quake as well. But yeah, man, it's just come out. It's an independent game made by some team in the US, and yeah, very much harpens back to those old types of games where you play a level and you are looking for things like keys and weapons and opening doors, and you progress through these very short levels that are 5 to 10 minutes long, and they're all contained in these episodes. And yeah, there's multiple episodes in the pack. Back in the day when you got these types of games, you'd play an episode of a game, and then later on, like, they'd release another episode at a certain stage, and you kind of like all these times later, and that's kind of the way you played it. But this one, it's got 3 episodes to start off with the game, and I think there's like 10 or 11 levels per episode, and they're trying to tell like some sort of story that's going on there. But I've played a bunch of it. It's very good. It's really good. I think it does a great job of emulating those style of games, those classic games that, like, at least I've grown up with, Quake and Doom, Rise of the Triad, Hexen, like that sort of stuff. It's definitely got that feel, and it's super fast paced. It goes for the same sort of style as Quake. A lot of the like the movement is very similar. You can bunny hop around the map, and you can build up quite a lot of speed to get around. There is very similar weapons. You start off with things like a pistol, then you'll get a shotgun and a super shotgun. It'll
two shotguns,
two shotguns, 2 pistols.
Yeah,
it takes a lot of that inspiration from those games, and it does it extremely well. I don't know if I have any negatives to say about it so far that I've played.
I do.
What's that?
Shocker. It does. It really does take a lot of influence from the old school games, and so much so that it just feels like it's on recipe. Like, I don't want to see Doom again, right? I want to see a game that does Doom but shows what we've learnt since Doom, like demonstrates what we've learnt in the fucking, what are we at, like fucking 25 years, right? It's 25 years since Doom.
Yeah, it released on the on the anniversary, I think.
Yeah, like 25 years since Doom, and this ostensibly could have been released at the same time. Like, obviously, it couldn't, like, functionally, but I don't see any like noticeable difference between this. They are so distinctly attempting to capture that flavor that, like, imagine if you were trying to replicate that's what it is. Have you ever watched Binging with Babish?
No.
That YouTube dude, he's got a distinctive voice. He cooks stuff, usually stuff that he's seen on TV shows and stuff like that. So it reminds me of there was an episode where he did rum ham from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. You know, rum ham. Danny DeVito's character Frank comes up with the concept of a ham soaked in rum, so you can eat ham and get tanked at the same time. It is, of course, genius. He attempts to replicate it using the recipe described in the show, which is where you just soak a bunch of ham in rum.
Sure.
So it's not a complicated recipe. He replicates the recipe and eats it, and he's like, it doesn't taste very good, right? Then he uses that concept as inspiration to create something, right, that is in the vein of rum ham, but is not rum ham because it, you know, uses what he's learned to create something more than rum ham, right? Dusk feels like Doom. It doesn't feel like anything more than Doom. All the enemies sort of beeline at you like non-stop. There's not, like, they don't feel that complicated. Even the bosses don't feel like that complicated. And so every single battle just feels like a series of kite fests, right? Occasionally dodging some projectiles, but generally, like, they're the fucking crossbow or whatever the fuck it is, like, actually actively wants you to kite things, because that's how you get, like, enemies in a line, so you can maximize the effectiveness of its ability to punch through multiple enemies at once. Like, I understand that, and I understand the appeal. I just don't think it does. Yeah, it doesn't really do anything with the idea. Like, I would have loved to. I only just finished. There was a boss where you fight these two brothers in, like, a basement type area, or maybe like a silo. I don't know. They're two big guys. They shoot fireballs at you, sort of like two giant versions of the fireball shooting cluster dudes. And like, yeah, you just fucking, you kite the fireballs, kite the dudes, and you shoot them over and over. You use up all your ammo until they're dead, basically. There's not, like, nothing particularly challenging there. Obviously, I could bump up the health and bump up the difficulty, but all that does is, like, the difficulty increase doesn't seem to do anything beyond, like,
health and damage. Yeah,
health and damage. That's my least favorite difficulty increase. Like, yeah, like, at the very least, you could, when I kill one of the brothers, the other one enrages and starts fucking hammering out fucking fireballs super fast or something like that, you know? Like, do something with the bosses that's more interesting than them simply running after you and trying to chomp you because it's a giant alligator, or, like, shoot fireballs at you one at a time. Like, yeah, and, like, even the basic enemies, some of them are scary, but only because they have a lot of health and they fire projectiles that are very quick. Like, yeah, I don't know. I do like it. I've enjoyed it. I think the fucking soundtrack rocks. It's a fucking, that is probably one of the best parts about it, is how, like, at first I was just sort of, yep, this is okay. I like the soundtrack, it's fine. And then, like, when you open up a door and there's fucking 40 enemies in there, and the music kicks in, you're like, fuck yeah, this works. Like, this fucking works. I'm well about that. I think they do a really good job of blending action and the soundtrack at the same time. So, yeah, they nail that shit. But, yeah, like, I just don't think it does anything particularly interesting with the recipe. yeah, I don't think there's a problem with staying on recipe. I think there are a lot of people who, it's a recipe that a lot of people like.
Yeah.
But 25 years have passed, and surely we've learned some things. Surely we are able to do a bit more. Surely, we don't have to stop at recreating Doom for like Hexen Doom or whatever the fuck you want to. This weird blend of all of those things. Like we don't have to stop there. We can go somewhere more. I would love to see something. Like I cannot get over how perfect the recipe of Dusk, or the recipe of Doom, as it were, would be for a first-person Dark Souls now. Like, I cannot get over it. I can see your cat sneaking into the background now. Cheeky motherfucker. Yeah, I can't get over, like, how perfect the Souls formula, like the Souls recipe and the Doom recipe would work together. If only because it does seem to do, like, Dusk seems to do a pretty great job of using environmental storytelling, and like in a way that is very Souls-esque. And then it just, but like the challenge and the punishment isn't there. And
yeah, I don't think they're trying to do anything newish though. I think there are some elements in there in terms of the level design.
Oh yeah, no, look, it's definitely bigger. It's bigger and broader than Doom ever was, 100%. But yeah, like even looking at Quake, right? Even Quake 2 felt extremely claustrophobic to me. A lot, like 95% of the way through.
A lot of corridors, yeah.
And this is nothing like that. Like there are a few bits where it traps you in some, but that is for a specific reason. And that level design, I'll give you. Level design is one area where they have learned a lot from the last 25 years of game making. I just don't feel like it's anywhere else in the game. I don't know.
But I don't think they're trying to. I think they're just trying to make it's a Doom game, like a game that was made 30 years ago.
Yeah.
Or 25 years ago. I think that's what they're trying to replicate, and it doesn't feel like they would being like, hey, this is our take on Doom. If it was, the same art style, but 25 years later, here's all the things we've learned. It just seems like it's Quake to me, like a classic Quake game.
No, totally. But like, if I told you I'd perfectly replicated the fucking McDonald's cheeseburger, is that an impressive feat?
I'd eat it, yeah. I'd come around.
No, I'd fucking eat it, yeah. I like the McDonald's cheeseburger. There's no question that I love the McDonald's cheeseburger, right? But me perfectly replicating the concepts, like, cool.
Sure, I mean, but you talk about, it couldn't do it 15 years later with Doom. Like, they couldn't replicate it. They struggled.
Yeah, but like,
we're like, let's stick it a flashlight in there. And I mean, they got there eventually with Doom 2015, which I think 2016. Is 2016, was it?
Yep.
2016's Doom, but it took them a couple extra goes.
And look at all the shit they learned.
Yeah.
Right? Like, yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I definitely think it's worth it if you are about old school Quake games. But just go in
expecting that. Yeah.
Yeah. You are getting an old school Quake game. I think a lot of people. I think that, like, for me, remember Strafe? At least, like, Strafe's biggest problem for me was that it was buggy as fuck. But like, at least it was trying to do something more, right? Like, it was doing the dungeon run thing, which I thought was very interesting. It just, yeah, it was super fucking buggy. I've fallen through the world once in Dusk, which was pretty amusing. Really? Yeah, because I walk into every single wall trying to find secret shit.
Secrets, yeah.
They're definitely not that hard to find. I found all the secrets except for 2 on one of the maps, and I don't know how I fucking missed it. I was convinced that I'd found all the secrets when I exited the level. I only found out once I left it that I missed something. But yeah, like, you don't need to walk into the walls. But yeah, to start off with, I was like definitely hunting all these secrets. I found some good stuff. I found like a massive stockpile, a sword, and a bunch of like items and stuff. Like, yeah, I found some good shit. But yeah, you don't need to really hunt that much for the secrets, unless there's secrets. That'd be good. That'd be interesting. Yeah, it's good. There's something called like. It asked me if I wanted to opt into invasion mode or something like that.
There's a multiplayer, yeah.
There's definitely like there's Dusk World, which I assume is Quake World.
Right.
But like, yeah, there was a question if I wanted to opt into something, and I don't know if it's called invasion mode. I don't know if people invade and stuff.
I didn't see that.
Yeah,
that's interesting.
That is interesting because that would change things up a bit. I think that's what like twigged the idea of a Souls mashup in my mind. I think that's why I can't get it out of my head. But
I'm gonna have to check because I was playing it. I got a code last week and it only just come out like recently. I haven't played it since it actually launched, so maybe that was a launch thing that they flicked on.
Yeah, maybe.
Let's check.
Yep. And what's morale do?
It's just like armor.
Oh, right. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So I've always got fucked on somewhere.
Yeah, I think you get morale either from killing stuff or from picking up items.
Yeah,
I can't remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think it does a good job in progression in terms of the weapons as well. It starts off with melee, and then you eventually get the pistol, as we said, and then like you get dual pistols, and then a shotgun, and double shotgun, and a super shotgun, and an assault rifle.
Yep.
And even like once you start getting all of these guns, it still feels like you can. Like, I still feel like I want to switch between them. I'm not just using the shotgun all the time. Because you're getting ammo for all these different weapons, and you're like, all right, I can use this weapon against this type of enemy. Like, there's no point in me using a double barrel shotgun against, like, the reindeer or whatever the fuck they are that run around on the map. Because that just seems like a waste. I might as well just use my pistol on them. So at least I am feeling like I'm using a variety of weapons the entire time. I'm just not using the same gun, which is good. Yeah, and as I said, the level design I feel like is pretty good. I don't feel like I'm like getting lost anywhere, even though it's that classic old school design of it's not a linear corridor, it is an open like map, and you're exploring this entire area and looking for keys and opening doors and going down like separate corridors and eventually working your way back up, like very maybe Dark Soulsy, but that had like checkpointing and whatnot, like finding alternative passages and whatnot.
Yeah.
But I'm not getting to a point where like I have no idea where I'm supposed to go. It still seems to flow pretty well. And then you'll get to points in the game where you'll get back to an area and sometimes the environment has changed a little bit. There'll be new enemies there, or they're throwing like different walls open up because you flicked a switch somewhere. So yeah. I don't know. I just feel like I'm still having fun with it. And the maps are very short bursts. Like, there are timers on there that you can sort of compete against. Like, this is how quickly the developer played it, and this is what you like your time. You can sort of play it that way, but they're very short, like 5 to 10 minute burst episodes that they're easy to play a couple of maps if you want to, and then log off. Like, you don't have to play it straight. But I still enjoyed what I've played so far, so... Yeah, seems to be reviewing pretty well. I haven't seen any negative reviews about it so far, but yeah, it's cool. It's a cool game.
Yep.
And is that it?
That is it.
Cool. We got some news.
Sure.
Well, we had the Game Awards. We talked about that.
The news. Street Fighter in-game advertising. So Capcom has turned on in-game advertising for Street Fighter. At the moment, they're advertising the Capcom Cup. Basically, they're putting ads on, think like ads on jerseys. Yeah. In a video game. This shit's gauche. I'm not about this. I understand chasing money and, you know, business is supposed to make money and blah, 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 blah. No, thank you. I think if you want ads, you know, I think the Capcom Cup gets ads when they stream to millions of people. Yeah, like I think you have opportunities to sell your shit and make money. So I think tacking it onto fucking the geese of classic Street Fighter characters is super on the nose, and they should fuck off with this
Right.
shit. Yeah. Any thoughts?
How does that work in terms of character customizations then?
I think it's like locked in specific places that like always occur, even like regardless of the character's like position. Like the screenshots that they were showing are like armbands and stuff like that, with
Right.
logos and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, you earn some sort of in-game currency for having the ads turned on. All this kind of stuff. I don't know.
Fair
It's
enough.
it's fucked. Yeah. Anyway, there was that, and there was one other thing. I don't know if we want to talk about this. I saw this when it was happening, pretty much live. Notorious human dog shit, Mr. Deadmoth, was streamed live, hitting his girlfriend, on Twitch earlier this week.
Hmm.
And apart from being an extremely upsetting video, yeah, just an interesting sort of situation. So, like, he's an Aussie streamer. He's playing Fortnite. Obviously, it's sort of brought up the "do games cause violence" crowd again, or and all that kind of stuff. I just figured we might want to chat about it. He was arrested shortly after the stream went to air, because a bunch of awesome people who were watching immediately reported it to the police, which I think is fantastic. But yeah, it was just. Did you watch any of it? Have you seen any of this?
Yeah, I saw the video. Yeah.
Yeah, you didn't. You were like, yeah, whatever. I've seen worse. Um, no. Yeah, it's just. It was a shitty video, man. Like, what a fucking dog shit cunt. I cannot get over acting that way towards another human being, let alone someone you're supposed to love. It's fucking broken. Like, yeah, all that shit. And I got into a bunch of arguments over the idea that, oh, she was antagonizing him. Fuck all of that shit. Like, just, it's, it doesn't matter. Like, none of that fucking matters. And it's such a distraction. It's such a immediate tactic used by people who are trying to, like, self-justify their own actions. Because if your immediate thought is to go to, yeah, well, maybe she shouldn't have thrown stuff at him, then your gut reaction is to immediately start, like, making excuses. That's some troubling shit. Hey, like, it's not good. Yeah, that's not a good gut reaction for anyone to have. That's some get some help type shit, right? They went and interviewed his wife, and they tried to interview his wife / girlfriend. I can't remember, and wound up talking to her mum, and I thought that was probably the most positive outcome of the entire thing. She was like super grateful to the Twitch viewers who reported him to the cops, and obviously protective of her daughter. But, like, yeah, I thought that was like, yeah, it seemed like a positive outcome overall from that perspective. Obviously, the entire situation wasn't very positive. It's coming out now that apparently he's got previous convictions for matters involving violence. So he's a repeat offender, piece of shit. He was on stream swearing at his daughter, calling her a cunt, for interrupting him while he was playing. He's generally just a dog shit human being who can go jump up his own ass and die.
Right. Yeah. He was. I saw some comments about him after being arrested, saying like everything will come out in court about her and all this sort of stuff.
Right? Like, yeah,
Yeah, sure.
dumb shit. It doesn't matter, man. Like, it absolutely doesn't matter. Whatever the fuck. Like, yeah. Again, that's what. Yeah.
I think he lost his job, right?
Yeah, he lost his job at Telstra. Oh no, he was suspended. I don't know if he's fully fired yet, but he was definitely suspended from his job at Telstra. Yeah, like,
I think did they suspend? They deleted his Twitch account, or did he do that? I'm not sure.
I'm not sure. Like, everything got deleted though.
Yeah, but like, what happens? Like, he can't do that ever again. Is like, that's done, right? Surely nobody's going to work with him anymore on that.
Absolutely. Everyone knows his real name too, so he's pretty much cooked.
Yeah, he comes back with a different name, and then what?
Well, like, the next time some hyper violent 14-year-old ginger motherfucker starts streaming and shit and calling himself Mr. Alive Butterfly, everyone's gonna fucking see straight through it. Apparently he's 26. He looks like he's 12. It looks like he just fucking discovered fucking Fortnite is his first fucking video game and shit. I don't fucking understand. I was very confused when I was watching, because I saw the link. It was like, such and such abuses his girlfriend, and I see the fucking, like, him on screen. I'm like, how does this fucking kid have a girlfriend? What the fuck is going on? This motherfucking 7th grade motherfucker got a girlfriend. Good God. And he's abusing her? Like, count your lucky stars, you child. But no, it turns out he's 26 years old. It's crazy. Whack. Anyway, yeah, it was shit. It was shit behavior, and I'm glad. I like, my largest takeaway is, like, ignoring the attempted beat up of video games from mainstream media.
Yeah.
Ignoring that, the largest takeaway is generally, like, I would say most gamers came out heavily against it. A few, like, high profile fuckwits like that fat sack of shit Boogie were playing the, well, there's two sides to this story card, but fuck that fucking idiot. Why the fuck does anyone listen to him? God, he was funny for one video where he's literally pretending to be an angry fat guy, and people weren't laughing with him, they were laughing at him. So I don't understand how he's managed to turn that into a career where somehow he gets to espouse his fucking idiotic fucking opinions on stuff. I don't know. Ridiculous. Anyway. Yeah.
Yep.
That's it.
All right, that's the news. Yeah, the only other thing I saw this morning was Fortnite. Epic is allowing cross-platform in Unreal now. So they'll be giving that to developers for free, like the kit on how to do that.
Okay.
So that could be a good move. We'll see.
Fair enough.
Yeah. All right, we got any questions?
No. No questions.
No, just a lot of chat and general chat.
Yeah, good chat.
Going
Good
on.
stuff.
All right, we can wrap things up then.
Yes.
That's it.
Let's do it.
The Gap, you can find us on iTunes, Android, Windows Store. We're also on Spotify now. If you search for The Gap or the GA Podcast, you'll find us there. You can also go to thegapodcast.com/Spotify if you want to find that link. It'll take you directly to our library of all the shows. If you want to help and rate and review us, helps other people find the show. Muchly appreciate everyone does that. And if you want to send us questions, you can do that via our email address, thegapodcast@gmail.com. If you want to find us on social media, you can go to facebook.com/GAPodcast, twitter.com/GAPodcast, or you can go to our Discord page as well and leave us questions or play games. We've got a lot of people this week playing like everything.
There were like
playing some Call of Duty.
7 people in the channel playing Battlefield
the other night. Yeah,
the other night. It's very close to jumping in myself, but I didn't have the time. I'm like, oh, we're gonna have 2 full squads going, baby. Yeah, all in Battlefield. That was pretty cool. Yeah, I like how many people are getting in playing Battlefield. It's good fun, and man, randomly jumping in to play some COD as well is good.
Yeah, thegapodcast.com/Discord if you want to come do that. It's a lot of fun. Or you just talk in the general chat. You've been
Yeah.
posting videos. Other people have been posting videos of
It's good.
random things. It's good fun.
Yes.
You can go to our website, thegapodcast.com. It's got all the links to things we just talked about, including past episodes of the show, if you want to check them out. Or you can also subscribe to us on Patreon if you want. It helps us run the website. Patreon.com/GAPodcast. Appreciate everyone that does that every month.
You are the best.
Pay the bills. And I think that is it. Have you got anything you want to pimp out this week?
Go check out my Danger Zone thing on Red Bull. We've got a piece going up on the Convictus Dota tournament that happened over the weekend.
Right. Did you see any of this?
No, I did not, because I was camping.
Right.
Was it any
Anna
good?
actually played.
Yeah, and so did his high school friend or some shit, right?
I don't know.
Apparently. Dude called Box Hill apparently was subbing in.
Right.
Yeah, because they were missing a bunch of people. But or people just weren't playing. Too jet lagged or whatever. But
yeah, I think people were there because I saw them. It seemed like
Seven
they were all
Notel.
there. I saw Notel, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, anyway.
That's
Yeah.
cool that he played, because I guarantee you there was a lot of people that went to that thing that wanted to see him play. And especially since him being retired and whatnot.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, my dude on the spot, Thomas, got an interview with OG. I did an interview with OG, and it was his usual talkative self.
Yep.
There is 2 words. He's quoted 2 words in the article. So yeah,
Good fun.
good stuff.
How was your weekend? Good fun. That was
Yeah.
cool. OG did pretty well. We had an Australian win, which is KP.
Yep.
His new team. He's with
Mineski,
Mineski.
Yep.
So that was cool. Yeah, it's good. Seems like every time I flicked on that stream, it was just people on stage drinking a beer.
Oh, really? Nice.
Like every time.
Loose units.
They had some network issues at one stage. They were getting like
DDoS. Yeah.
DDoSed every time OG jumped on there, which is a bit shit.
That's garbage.
But yeah, I watched a bunch of the games. It was good.
Yep.
Nice. Good presence with the stage and the crowd and whatnot. And it sounds like all the cast had a bunch of fun. So
Yeah, it's in that way. Yep. Including your favorite boy, Sir Action Slacks, the comedian.
he's your favorite.
Yeah, anyway, what do you got? You got anything to pip out?
I got nothing, man. I think I'm done for the year. I think
I'm
there's
so
anything-
close to being wrapped for the year. Fucking hell.
Yeah, it's nothing
Excited.
else
I'm excited.
coming out. But you can go to survivor.com. Obviously, got some, I don't know, Just Cause 4 review, and I go read that. That was last week. I think that's it. Otherwise, you go to twitter.com/Luke Lawrie. Keep up with your holiday break. That's what I'm doing.
Yep, and hit
That's
me up
me.
on twitter.com/JobyJojo. See me being a sarcastic dick about the new Sonic game because it looks like Sonic movie. Sorry, it looks terrible, but nobody should be surprised because Sonic has been awful for years. Yeah,
Right. Was this a trailer or?
yeah, the teaser trailer and the poster. Everyone's like, oh, it looks really bad. Yeah, it should. Sonic's terrible now. It hasn't been good for years. Years and years and years. I haven't played Sonic Mania or whatever the fuck it's called. But with that one exception, and I'm not convinced that it's an exception until I play it, and I refuse to play it because I've been hurt too many times before. Sonic's terrible. Sonic's garbage. Okay? Let it go. Alex Kidd was the best platformer. Alex Kidd was the original action RPG.
Right.
That's what I'm going with.
Cool.
Yep.
Stick with those. All right, I think that's it. Next week, we'll talk about it, but yeah, probably be our last show, right, for the year.
Oh yeah, maybe, probably,
Unless
yeah, definitely.
Unless something else comes out.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm getting a code for the last year at some
Right.
stage. When is that? That's soon.
I don't know.
Next week, I think.
If it doesn't come next week, it'll come last year.
Last year, exactly. Yeah. All right. Well, that's it. Thanks everyone for listening or watching, whatever you're doing, however you're getting this into your ear holes.
Statistically, almost definitely listening.
Yeah. Like 99% listening.
Yes.
But if you want to, you can come watch YouTube.com/GA podcast.
At least, like, 2 minutes of each show will make a lot more sense if you do it that way, but I wouldn't recommend it.
Or maybe I could put some gameplay up with DUSK.
Oh, yeah?
There you go.
Good one.
Like gameplay on here sometimes.
True. Good plan.
And you get to see our terrible clothes. It is so hot in this thing. It's ridiculous.
I'm actually a bit chilly. I've got the fan and the aircon on.
Right.
I'm like, fuck the planet, apparently. So, yeah.
All right. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.